604, Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. Mornings with Brian Haldane off and running. Brian here with you. Bree Lynn producing. We're starting off your Wednesday 6 a.m. hour at 70 degrees in downtown Baton Rouge as we broadcast live from the 180 Pros studio. 180 Pros, not your IT provider, your IT partner. We have got a fantastic show lined up for you today, although I'm only going to be here for 2/3 of it. We got attorney Franz Borghardt for Legally Served. We've got Trey Godfred from the partnership stopping by to preview the session. We've got State Senator Brach Myers previewing the session. We have got, we're going to hand off to Cade Wassan in the 8 o'clock hour as I have an engagement to attend. And he's going to bring in Dixon McMakin and CASA Baton Rouge. So a lot to get to. Let's get to it. Top stories are trending. Two employees at Estrella High are currently on administrative leave while the school investigates how a gun got on a campus and went off in a classroom. EBR school system said the principal, a teacher, and an office clerk were all put on leave as of yesterday. The principal was back at school. Last week, 18-year-old student Marcus Washington Jr. was arrested after he allegedly brought a stolen gun with a switch, making it automatic, to the school. The gun accidentally went off, but no one was hurt. Police are searching for a man who allegedly shot the owner of a Baton Rouge restaurant after receiving an incorrect food order. And you can't keep him away from the microphone on this one. He's got to be on. Go.
We're giggling. It's horrible, right? Like I said, no mustard on my burger.
First of all, this happened around the corner from my house.
What was the name of the restaurant?
LTK Rouge.
Okay. Have you ever eaten there?
No, okay. I don't. We'll get into it. This is going to be one of our topics in Legally Served. Here's why. Okay. Let's get you the whole story.
They were firing at each other.
I understand. An arrest warrant for Dalen Woods says that he was with his girlfriend, Savannah Spears, when he ordered a to-go meal from LJK Rune 2 Cafe back on February 2nd. After he paid and left with the food, Woods reportedly called the restaurant to say his meal was wrong. A worker told police they hung up the phone because Woods was yelling and cursing while the employee was trying to help him. Now, Woods doesn't like being hung up on.
He keeps it real.
We did not plan that, by the way. So he goes back with Spears and the wrong order to the restaurant. By the way, restaurant owners packing. It turns into a shootout. Spears got hit in the abdomen.
Right.
Right. We're going to break this down. If there is a legal perspective, we're going to do that coming up about
Don't mess up my order. That's the legal perspective. That's horrible, man. It's horrible.
I mean, he started off, not liking his pickles, and then he got his girlfriend shot.
It really is. I got to tell you, we are living, and I know we're going to jump into this, but it really is. I felt like I was watching the Chappelle when keeping it real goes wrong.
Same. Out in Ascension Parish, intermittent lane closures along Weber City Road begin today. Is it Weber or Weber? It's 1B.
It's Weber.
I think. Weber.
But don't ask me. I mess up everything.
I do this every March when Weber State makes the tournament. Weber City Road begins today. Closures will happen from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. today through March 26th near the intersection with Airline Highway. Yesterday, Governor Jeff Landry and LED Secretary Susan Bourgeois announced a $140 million state investment to prepare sites for corporations looking to buy or lease land. Landry said the project would be called Louisiana Fast Sites, saying it would be a way to prepare sites for major corporations looking to build new factories, plants, and shipping centers. Landry said the legislature created a $160 million fund known as the Site Investment and Infrastructure Improvement Fund that acts as a refillable savings account. The Pelican Institute's Pelican Pulse poll came out yesterday. Number of takeaways from said poll. Writing along the top of it is the interest in the Senate race, or where the votes break down in the Senate race. As Pelican has it, Senator Bill Cassidy has 30%, John Fleming 17%, Julia Letlow 15%. We're going to see a poll a day now. We're going to see roughly a poll a day now through Election Day.
All right. Central Command says U.S. forces have struck nearly 2,000 targets in Iran in the first 100 hours of Operation Epic Fury.
Epic Fury.
Yep.
Epic Fury.
I was watching Marco Rubio had a little press gaggle, and this is so far by the book. Like, I know a lot of people are up in arms anytime the president does anything, but so far this has been by the book. Alerted the Gang of Eight in Congress, requested War Powers Act within the proper time frame. Still, I saw day before yesterday, Jake Tapper interviewed the president, who President Trump told Jake Tapper he's expecting this to last about 4 weeks, maybe a little bit less. No, let me rephrase. He said 4 weeks or more, but we're ahead of schedule. So take it or leave it. Right. I don't know that it's gonna be way less, but that's.
How do you even project that? Like, how do you just come up with it's gonna be this many weeks?
Iran has X number of buildings. We're gonna knock down how many per day?
We're gonna blow up.
How many per day?
And they don't have the weapons we have. So I mean, it's
they got a stockpile of missiles though. I mean, they could fire a bunch of missiles like
in a direction,
provided we don't
Franz.
Provided we don't knock them out from their while they're in storage or whatever.
Right. All right. The biggest news of yesterday's primaries came out of Texas, where James, help me with this one. Tellerico.
Yeah.
I got it right.
Yeah.
All right. Defeated Jasmine Crockett in the Democratic Senate primary, and Steve Toth beat out Congressman Dan Crenshaw.
Oh, I liked Dan Crenshaw. I know he got labeled as a rhino very early on because we, as a Republican Party, we overuse that term way too much. But I did like Dan Crenshaw. Jasmine Crockett is already accusing the Republicans of cheating in a Democratic primary. I don't understand that, but whatevs. Whatevs.
You know, I hate to go down that rabbit hole, but will Texas eventually turn blue before it's all said and done?
Mm-mm.
They've been saying, I know, but they've been saying that for decades now.
No,
but with political, what analysts are saying with the trends.
I don't think so.
Okay.
You're going to see outliers from every here and there, but Texas is a pretty solid red state.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
okay.
Guns.
Guns. United Airlines says it would now boot any passengers who refuse to use headphones with their devices during a flight. Thank you.
Absolutely. Can we all get in line to thank them individually?
Right.
Like the Jersey scene from Rudy.
Why are you not using
That's what I wanna-
AirPods or
Look.
headphones? Period. People that walk around on speakerphone or devices
on a plane, it's 1,000 times worse.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
I don't like the way it sounds in my ears.
You're in your own world and you're the only person who matters on this planet. That's what's going on there. Is they don't care about anybody around them. And
no lie, y'all. The last time I flew, there was someone sitting next to me on speakerphone, and the person on the other end was just cursing and with no F's given.
I make an exception for the occasional impromptu FaceTime that you didn't have expecting, where it's like your child who calls in and like it's clearly not I do this on the regular. This is not Lucy talking to Susie, like, because I can.
Right. Yeah, I'm with Franz there, but yes, much needed. Thank you.
We are at, we're running a little bit behind. It's 6:13 to Talk 107.3 FM. I'm going to take a quick break in a second. When we come back from the break, Ray's going to have the latest for you in traffic as we are still looking at 3 lanes of I-12 westbound closed down near Essen Lane due to a crash. We'll update that for you before we take our break. Got to remind you about Landmark Bank, landmarkbankla.com. Founded in 1897 as a community bank, stayed true to their mission this entire time. They're still a community bank. If you visit landmarkbankla.com, hit the About Us tab, little drop down right there. Pull up your locations. If you see your community in there, go ahead and learn a little bit more. As a community bank, it's the people you see in carpool. It's the people you see at the grocery store. It's the people who live around you who you can be held accountable to and hold them accountable for. They're not answering to somebody who's in Midtown Manhattan. It's when you have a community bank, you have a community banker who has a better idea of where you want to go in life and how to get you there. Learn more at landmarkbankla.com. Yeah, butthole cancer.
I know, we go from Landmark Bank to that.
I know. There's no good spot to put that spot.
Butthole. No good spot to put that spot.
Bruh. I like him. We should have him
I'm
around
so
more.
retarded. Wait, you're not supposed to say that word.
No, you're not supposed to say that word. How was Vespers?
I didn't make it. I didn't last to Vespers. I came back a little early because I wanted to do Divine Mercy. So here's the thing. If I'm going to do Vespers, I'm going to stay all the way to the end.
Yeah.
And I'm going to spend the night in Covington.
Okay.
So I made it. I did early morning. I did Mass at noon or 11:15. Prayed the Stations of the Cross. Beautiful campus.
Did you go to the cemetery?
I did not make it to the cemetery. Weather was perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'll be back. That definitely. It's a free, dude. It's free. You just check in, and they're like, okay.
Yeah. Do what you will.
Yeah.
Don't interrupt class.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to the shop. They're building things.
Benedictine monks
did
were
you
singing.
visit the gift shop?
Oh, I visited the gift shop.
Did they have honey?
I did. I'm coming back.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm going back.
It's all good.
They offered me a complimentary cup of coffee in the gift shop. It was like one of those where it was for the employees. And I said, that coffee really does look good. Like that was my way of saying, hey, I want some coffee. Yeah. They were like, would you like some? And I was like, I mean, it's not too much of an emphasis.
Now here, buy a $14 pair of socks.
I can hear Franz. Oh, well, if you would be so kind, I would love a cup of coffee.
So,
well, you better spend after they give you that complimentary cup of coffee.
Context for those who are watching. I was supposed to be in the Holy Land this week. Yep, whoops. So to pivot, I wanted a spiritual experience. Like I'm a little spiritual. Do you like Kanye? So I talked to Brian and I went to the Abbey, the St. Joseph's Abbey in Covington for the day yesterday.
Which I graduated there. I didn't graduate from there. I graduated there.
Yeah.
Our high school graduation.
A lot of people. The 11:15 mass was filled.
Yeah,
a lot of people. I mean, people who appear to live like in the neighborhood or not terribly far from the main highway. It's like 10 minutes.
Could you pass me the stapler, please?
Yeah, swing line. Never gets old. So yeah, world's my oyster. I've just got this extra time that Now, on a side note, my son started a new basketball training program called Mongoose. You familiar with this? Oh, that look. Oh,
we've been thinking about it for James. Carrie did it.
I
Abby
know
did
the
it.
attorney that coach that is
Bo.
I know Bo, so I know he.
Bo's had a problem with me before.
Well, that's fine.
I mean, we made up. We're good now.
You hugged it out.
Yeah.
I think we were more like, hey, we wanted him to keep playing.
Yeah.
Hang
on. Auburn stays on the bubble. You're welcome, Auburn. 617 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. Auburn basketball had been struggling for a while, and apparently LSU basketball was the get-right juice last night. LSU falls at Auburn 88-74 in a game that for some reason was played in the middle of the night. Tigers were on the road at Auburn. It was a 9 p.m. tip-off last night. Golly, I know. There's no reason for that. We're not on the West Coast.
I know. That's late.
I know. So Tigers were led in scoring by Pablo Tamba and Jalen Reese, who each had 12. That's where the offense stood last night. No, I'm sorry. Mike Nwoko had 19. Then Tamba and Reese each had 12 after that. And then Markel Sutton had 10. Those were your four Tigers in double figures. It's not the best of times offensively for LSU. Looking at the statistics, it's just a stifling lack of offense. I did not watch the game because 9 p.m. tip-off. But Auburn moves to 16-4, 7-10 in conference play. LSU is now 15-15, 13-4. I'm sorry, 3-14, not 13-4. 3-14 in conference play. This seemingly never-ending season is just killing us right now. LSU baseball is at it tonight. They are on the road at UL Lafayette. Why are you fist pumping?
Look, I love LSU, but I'm a UL Lafayette alum. I just have to.
Okay.
I just have to.
So long as you call them UL Lafayette, we're fine.
Yep.
Their head coach, Matt Degg, says it's always fun when the Tigers come to town. Cut 16.
Should be an unbelievable atmosphere The last time I think we've had them in town when I've been a part of it was 2013. But it ought to be a great atmosphere. This place has been rocking pretty much all season, and Wednesday should be phenomenal. So I'm excited for our kids to get to be a part of that.
It shows. Settle down, Coach. My word.
You ready to come to the Teague?
Good Lord. Could he, I mean, did they sedate him beforehand?
He sounds like you saw that fast food spot where the
did
CEO
he just eat a big arch?
Yeah.
Is that what happened? 620 at Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. We'll check the Fox Business Report. We'll get a look at traffic, what's going on I-12, and then Legally Served is next.
I can go until 7.
You got Court TV?
No Court TV today.
Oh, you're supposed to be in Israel.
So Court TV.
Kill. It's a two-way street. All right, we're going to start you off with the biggest problem of the morning, and that is I-12 westbound. Anywhere on I-12 westbound, we got serious delays this morning due to an accident that has lanes blocked up, jammed up. This started around 5:30 this morning. There was an accident on 12 westbound right near the 10-12 split. There have since been 2 more accidents on I-12 westbound, one near Drusilla, one near Essence. So that's all jammed up in that one little stretch right there from Drusilla all the way to the 10-12 merge, which is causing backups. We've got lane closures that are going on right now. Things are stop and go on 12 westbound, basically all the way back to, O'Neill Lane. And then before you get there, you've got your normal delays by Denham Springs getting on at Range Avenue. So if your normal commute takes you on 12 westbound, you might want to opt for Florida Boulevard this morning to come in from Livingston Parish, because as of right now, don't hold me to this 20 minutes from now, but as of right now, Florida Boulevard westbound coming in from Livingston looks okay. I-10 westbound coming in from Ascension Parish is golden, and 10 eastbound coming back across from West Baton Rouge looks good as well. Surface streets, there are no accidents to report. So reiterating, I-12 westbound looks like a no-go for the short term. 624 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. Got to tell you about Guarantee Health Solutions. Yes, we're getting illegally served in just a quick second, but Guarantee Health Solutions, bridging the gap between healthcare and hospitality. Want to ask you about if you're in the medical field. All right, take a look around the office. Is everything tightened up on the marketing end? Is everything tightened up on the business plan end? Where do you want to be in 5 years? Now you look at all the business end of that. And then you say, where are we at with our patients? Who's doing the coordinating to make sure that both ends of this business are covered? Because we're talking about a business, no matter where you are, where you're at medicine, whether you're an urgent care, a dentist office, whether you're a specialty doctor, whatever, you got to take care of both ends, front of house, back of house, all of it. This is what Guarantee Health Solutions does. Bring a little bedside manner back to the equation while tightening up on the marketing end, on the business end. Want to learn more? Visit guaranteehealth.com. Guaranteehealth.com, guiding healthcare forward. It's Guarantee Health Solutions. Time for Legally Served. Let's go.
I suck. I was supposed to be off social media for Lent. I'm so weak. I was supposed to be off social media for Lent. I'm so weak. You want me to record or take pictures? You can do whatever. No, actually, you generally do a good. I just want a couple of pictures, okay, so I can. Loyalty, huh? Loyalty, huh?
I know. It's.
But he'll be on another show.
It's not to be mentioned on air at all.
No, but I would imagine another radio station would grab him, huh? I would imagine another radio station would grab him, huh?
Which one?
Fair point.
It's all voice track bullshit.
Yeah.
Not in the Holy Land this morning. Joining us.
Blessings unto this house.
Came close yesterday, though. How are you, Franz?
So Monday, I was supposed to be flying to Tel Aviv.
Yeah. That didn't really work out, though.
This worked out. You know what? It worked out just the way it was supposed to, because there's a scenario, there's a universe where I'm stuck in Israel,
right,
while we're at war and I can't get back, and Iran is like a drunken ping pong player. I was going to say not ping pong. What's the other one? The new sport,
pickleball,
like a drunken pickleball player lobbing missiles at everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
All right.
My loss, the people's gain.
Oh, good Lord.
The people's gain.
So the trip to re-enhance.
I was going to be walking.
The trip to re-enhance the humility got canceled, right?
Right. So part of the problem is, if you're going to walk the footsteps of Jesus Christ, and you don't get to walk those footsteps, you're just the same old Franz. So, what's up?
Have you
ever gotten an order from like DoorDash or Uber Eats?
I've never DoorDashed nor Uber Eats.
Okay, so here's the thing. Let me enlighten you.
Go for it.
They mess up orders, and it's not Uber Eats and DoorDash doesn't mess up the orders. The restaurants mess up orders. It happens.
Well, yeah, the Uber or the DoorDash, they just pick it up
all the times. I want cheese on my burger.
Right.
And
that is a tasty burger.
And really, what happens when they mess it up is you either take it on the chin or you complain. Yeah. But seldom do you drive to the restaurant with a loaded firearm.
Yeah. All right, here's the backstory. If you're just tuning in, it was in top stories and trending. That's good. Police are searching for a man who allegedly shot the owner of a Baton Rouge restaurant after receiving an incorrect food order. An arrest warrant for Dalen Woods says that he was with his girlfriend, Savannah Spears, when he ordered a to-go meal from LJK Rune 2 Cafe. It's on Flannery, by the way, back on February 2nd. After he paid and left with the food, Woods reportedly called the restaurant to say his meal was wrong. A worker told police they hung up the phone because Woods was yelling and cursing while the employee was trying to help them. The warrant says Woods and Spears came back to the cafe, became loud, confrontational, began using profane and threatening language. Woods allegedly pulled out a gun, as you would, on the counter, Woods allegedly put a gun on the counter while continuing to argue. The employee notified the restaurant's owner to call the police. The owner told all of the staff to get into the walk-in freezer while she waited for authorities to arrive. The owner reportedly told Woods and Spears to leave repeatedly and grabbed her own gun, as you would.
Did you catch the part where he puts the firearm on the counter?
Right. Why wouldn't you just grab that firearm? Now what you gonna do, partner? All right, hang on. We got to get to the good part here. The owner reportedly told Woods and Spears to leave repeatedly and grabbed her own gun. The warrant says Woods and the owner shot at one another, striking the girlfriend or striking her in the abdomen. Excuse me. So I guess that's the owner got struck in the abdomen.
Yes.
Woods allegedly walked out and shot the building twice before leaving. He's wanted for attempted second-degree murder, illegal use of weapons, and aggravated criminal damage to property. Spears is wanted as a principal to all of those charges.
Just to be clear, the restaurant messing up your order is not a legal defense to shooting.
Well, that was the first question.
I mean, I get it. I understand the rage. I understand the frustration, but you don't get like you don't just get to roll in. And by the way, putting the gun on the counter like that, we call that assault with a firearm. We call that intimidation. Like, why are you putting it on the counter like that? We know why he was putting it on the counter like that.
So I've only seen this once before, and it was in season 1 of The Sopranos. You know, Chris Moltisanti shoots the baker. I'm in no mood, popping fresh. There are some actual legal questions. We'll dive into them next year's news.
Brandishing a gun, a firearm.
He was next. I was next. He just had to run and put some gas in his car. Oh, so I can leave, go, your sister, come back, I'm next? Everything's Sopranos, dude. Everything. By the way, the phrase "I'm in no mood, poppin' fresh" is awesome.
I just brings his girlfriend with him too.
Yeah. That's a flex right there.
I said white toast.
That's
white toast.
You call that a fried pickle?
Brian's crazy. He always drops his references. I love it.
On a 20-year-old show. Oh, by the way. Oh, crap. I tried to pull up their menu. They're not active.
I wonder why.
How do you feel about changing the blood alcohol level to 0.05? How do you feel about that? It's 0.08. Used to be even higher, but 0.05. Illinois is talking about doing it.
I'm here for it. In fact, I'd be willing to say if you drive past a convenience store that sells alcohol, you're already drunk.
So are you being sarcastic?
What? No.
So 0.05 is your way of saying, okay, so currently, believe it or not, it is not illegal to have a drink and then drive. Although we've made it that way, right? We don't drink and drive. Well, no, that's not really, in fact, the law is don't drink impaired. The problem is human beings are really bad at determining when they are, in quote, impaired. Well, 0.05, you're pretty much at the point of you're going to have one drink. And if you have one drink, you can get a DWI. Now, the counter argument is, why are you even driving anymore? Like, if you're going to go to a bar or whatever, you can just Uber. You can. Is Lyft still a thing? Is Lyft?
Lyft's a thing. I find Lyft cheaper than Uber.
Well, ever since the unionization thing, Uber's been through the roof. When I went to Washington Mardi Gras, a taxi cab costs less than an Uber now, which was the whole freaking point of Uber to begin with.
So when I flew to Texas, to ATL in Atlanta, the Uber Lyft area is a long walk. Mm-hmm. And on your way to the long walk, they had cab drivers, and I say cab drivers who are like not regulated cab drivers, not Uber drivers, like sketch, cheaper than both.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I'll hop in that ride all day long.
Competition.
A lot of them just lost their home this week.
Competition is a good thing for market. Mine was from Pakistan.
Close.
He could tell me all the great places to eat.
I'll just pick up on that.
Oh, too soon.
I have heart and a very dark sense of humor.
They had hearts too, and now they're in pieces.
Wow.
Franz. Alan says this coming from the state with drive-through daiquiris.
Yeah.
Talking about the blood alcohol level.
No. That's Illinois is talking about doing this. Louisiana ain't doing it yet.
Okay, I think the restaurant's called LJK Round 2.
You want to go there for lunch? I kind of want to eat there now. I kind of like an owner that keeps it real herself. Owner kept it real too. Because how did this go down? Hey, I want like cheese on my burger, hypothetically. You know what you can do with yourself right now, sir? Like, she didn't fix the order. Was he looking for a refund? Was he looking for a new burger? Like, what's the story?
The menu has so many. The problem might be in the menu. The menu offers a 12-pound hamburger.
Wait, a 12-pound hamburger?
I think it means ounce.
So what's the name of the restaurant?
That's
LJK Round 2. But the D isn't on the sign outside either. It's LJK ROUN.
LGBTQ round 2.
No, LJK. They got a pork chop sandwich for $10.
There's no D. It's
Right.
RUN.
Yeah,
Right.
$10 milkshake.
They got a 12-pound hamburger.
It's not a 12-pound hamburger. It's a 12-ounce. It's a pound. No, 16 ounces is a pound.
Yeah, it's a 3/4 pounder. Got a club sandwich.
Dude,
Fish.
this
Oh,
guy.
Am I to understand you do not want a fish sandwich?
That's a good movie. Under the scene while they're all eating all the bar food.
I was in a missionary position once.
The debut. Have you seen that movie? Ladies Man?
Dab it?
Sarah Life's good. Sarah
no,
Life's
that's
good.
the butt. It's the greatest Tim Meadows character.
Hold on, I'm gonna look that up on TikTok. What is it? Ladies Man?
Yeah. It started as an SNL sketch where it was a call-in show. And Tim Meadows is just this there you go.
Debut. I liked it. Do you think that's him just ad-libbing, or is that
do.
scripted?
I think
I gotta go see this.
well, it started with the SNL sketches and then it became a movie.
Really?
A movie that probably should have been made, but like was good.
He deserved that movie. Tim
did.
Meadows has been a working man.
That's the butt.
No, that's the butt. Is it racist to read this entire menu in the ladies' man's voice?
Where's
You get a
this
$9
restaurant?
ham sandwich.
Where is the restaurant?
Flannery at Goodwood.
Southland.
I'm going to lunch there today.
We got Rotary today.
No, I don't. I'm going to lunch there today.
I've got Rotary today.
What's the dude's name? What's the defendant's name who's on the lam right now?
Oh, Dylan something?
I want the Dylan special. Praying for her speedy recovery.
Oh. 637 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. We're doing a little legally served with attorney Franz Borghardt, talking about this this case where police are looking for where did his name go? Dalen Woods and Savannah Spears as they allegedly shot at the LJK round 2.
If I owned that restaurant, I would have a dish called the Woods special.
The Woods?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want it. Look, I'm praying for this woman's speedy recovery, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But I kind of want to eat there now.
Well, I can't imagine they're
Soul
open.
food restaurant? What kind of restaurant is it? South Louisiana? What are we dealing with?
I
here?
got the menu up in front of me right here.
What if this
and
made-
I think I might have found the root of the problem here, because the menu says they offer a 12-pound hamburger.
I'm down.
I'm guessing they mean ounce.
Is it free if you eat it in an hour?
That's but it's a 12-pound hamburger for $10.
I once tried to eat how many sliders from Smalls?
25.
Yeah.
Was it 20 or 20?
It was
20 and you got to 18.
Yeah.
And then
I
got rid
sick.
of a few. Yeah.
So here's the thing. Wouldn't it be ironic if this entire unfortunate, unnecessary incident, like put this restaurant like into orbit? On the map into orbit.
Okay, so here's the problem with that. Where they're located, I don't think you want to go.
Do you know what I do for a living?
No, I know what you do for a living.
You don't know where I've been. You don't know where I'm going through.
So when you get to the end of Goodwood, all right, it's not actually the end of Goodwood. Goodwood at Flannery,
Mm-hmm.
all right, Goodwood actually crosses over Flannery,
Yeah.
and continues into that neighborhood back there.
Yeah.
So I live in Sherwood Forest,
Right.
and when you see Goodwood on a police report, when you see Goodwood, it's always on the other side of Flannery.
So it's fair to
They've
say
got an
that
apartment complex over there.
I'm not hating on Sherwood.
They got a little meat market there.
Yeah, I'm not hating on Sherwood, but it's become in parts a demilitarized zone.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
When you look at where Sherwood's at, across Flannery, yes. Across Florida, yes. Sherwood itself,
I said in parts.
unbelievable.
I
But
said
the parts are all on the outside.
okay. But that's still Sherwood.
No, it's not. No more than it is Terra.
I'm going, if you're the owner of this fine establishment, I am going to lunch there today.
Are you going to get the fish
Wait, are they
sandwich
closed permanently or just temporarily?
I would have to. Well, I mean, until the wounds of the abdomen are
so
cleaned
you
up.
don't want the fish sandwich?
They got a pork chop sandwich. They got a turkey sandwich, ham sandwich, $9. That seems really affordable. Thinly sliced meat from a pig's leg is how it's described.
I like pig's legs.
There you go.
And lips.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I need you to find out if they're open today or not. I will take selfies, do video feed, whatever we need. Here's the thing. This guy did what we've all fantasized about doing.
They do
but
have. You can get a half dozen gizzards.
It's
by the way.
Yeah, of course you can. But here's the thing. Getting an order wrong is not a license to act like a petulant child.
Okay, but you're already downplaying the action, though. Shooting up a restaurant is not the action of a petulant child. That's the action of a criminal.
Where's the bridge too far? Here's the question. The shooting is the bridge too far, right?
Correct.
But here's the thing. Can you go back to a restaurant and complain? Absolutely. You're entitled to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you go back to the restaurant and say, hey, I wanted a double burger. You didn't give me 12 pounds. You gave me 12 ounces.
Right.
Well, sir, that was a typo.
Right.
Here's the thing. That's okay. When they tell you to leave, you got to leave.
Now, this is where we're getting to the legal part of this.
Yeah.
Because no matter what happened with the transaction, when they tell you to leave, no matter how bad you got screwed on your order, when they tell you to leave, you got to go.
Right. Correct.
Once you're there, that's when the trespassing starts, right? Once you've refused to leave, you start with the trespassing, and then the charges will only escalate from there, correct?
It only goes downhill. I will tell you that putting the gun on the counter is a felony. There's no way around that, right? There's no way of, okay, this is not, you're in a zone of danger. And I get that they're yelling at each other, right? You're in a zone of danger. You're in your car and someone's coming towards your car and they start pulling out what you think is a gun and you put the gun in the dashboard. That may not be assault, but that could be assault.
What if the receipt was in the same pocket as the gun and you're just fishing? Walk with me, Franz. You're fishing around in your pocket. You're like, I got it in here somewhere. There's my keys. Let me just set my gun down right. Oh, here's my receipt.
Look, I'm upset that you got my order wrong, but more to the point, my Glock is upset that you got the order wrong.
No, I'm just saying you're taking the gun out of your pocket, which I don't know what.
So once he's told to leave the business,
I don't think a Glock would fit in a pocket.
You
have smaller.
Okay, and there's a common misconception. Well, it's a public place. No,
it's not.
It's a private public.
That's correct.
It's a private business. So when the owner tells you, you got to go. It's that simple. And look, you want to destroy. And here's the thing: I don't approve of this behavior. You want to go online and destroy this business on social media, which, by the way, is probably more effective than you firing bullets at it. Let's be honest. You want to do more damage to a business? It's not firing a gun. Going to social media.
The keyboard is mightier than
you want
to
act like a Ken? Because I don't know. Is that the male term for Karen? What's the male term?
Know.
If you're a listener out there, what's the male term for
Chad?
Is it Chad? It's a Chad. My bad. Nobody. You know what? It's never going to be a Franz. So my point is, Franz is not that common name. It's just so you want to go to social media and be a Chad? Knock yourself out. Firing shots at the owner, meh.
What we're looking
and now
at
the
here,
restaurant's closed temporarily.
I don't know. I don't go by
I
the
really
regularly.
want to get there for lunch.
Well, I mean, I would imagine they're closed. I can't imagine a world where what
they're going to make that.
So about a week ago, it says currently closed, and they have a shuttered metal door over the front door.
Okay.
So yeah, they're closed.
All right. Well, I mean, that shuttered
For
metal
right now.
That metal probably comes down every night when they close, and then goes back up. So it just, I'm
Just show
guessing.
up, Franz.
Yeah.
Just show up.
Get back to the legal aspect of this.
Okay.
When you are stacking up charges, if you are the restaurant owner,
he can't claim self-defense, by the way. He is clearly the aggressor. Aggressor under law cannot claim self-defense. When he pulls out that gun, she has every right in the world to defend herself.
Yes.
It is reasonable to expect that he is going to start firing. And shocker, what does he start doing? Firing the gun.
Right.
She's a hero. She put. Did you read the part of the article where she told her employees
go get in the freezer?
Get in the freezer.
She told her she made sure her employees were safe, and then she went all OK Corral on it, JLK Corral on it. So, yes, the owner of this place did everything as close to right as possible, with the exception of get the cops out there sooner. I mean,
it's hard. Okay, so the yelling escalation, I can imagine it.
Mm-hmm.
But what I want to know is, how did it go down? Did she tell him, sir, would you like a new burger?
I wouldn't imagine so, because the way the story plays out is it started with the phone call where he's cursing her out on the phone. If that's where, if it starts there, well, I mean, it starts at an 11.
Is getting the order wrong really a worthy to curse someone out? Hey, I ordered a side of fries. Y'all didn't include a side of fries. Can I come back and get a side of fries? How bad of a day are you having? To quote Brian Haldane, it doesn't have to be a 10.
No.
You don't have to be at a 10.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
So running with that, I want to stick to what the recourse is for the restaurant owner from a legal perspective, because I can't imagine a scenario where this restaurateur has a bevy of restaurants that can make up the income that's going to be lost by this guy.
Well, she's probably, if she's
by
insured, this is be covered in my insurance, I would imagine.
But would it be?
Well, I mean, it's general policy insurance. It's not her intentional toward, it's this Nimrod's.
All right. I don't
feel
know
bad
that level.
That's why I want to patron her.
I don't.
And gizzards.
All right. We got a break here. Just a quick second. Got to remind you about the folks over at NeuroJust. NeuroJust.com is where you're going to find them online. NeuroJust. If you're battling with anxiety or depression, and so far, the sit down, talk it out therapy is great for some people, but if that's not for you, that's fine. Antidepressants, they're for some people, but if it's not for you or you don't like the way you feel on them, try TMS therapy, transcranial magnetic stimulation. This is what they specialize in over at NeuroJust. It's a type of therapy. It's FDA approved, and it targets the parts of the mind that affect mood. Give them a look. Check them out at neurojust.com. Give them a call. The phone number's on the website. Give them a call. Talk it out. Talk with them about what they do. I've seen the results firsthand. I can tell you very, 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 very enthusiastically. I've seen the results, and it works. And oh, by the way, your insurance picks up the tab. Neurojust.com. Stammered all over that one. Let's talk blood alcohol level when we come back.
Yes, sir.
I don't think there's any more punchlines to be had out of that last one.
So Kim says your dog knows your voice. She's barking at the phone.
So Aunt Kim was supposed to dog sit for me and has an unhealthy attachment. My dog is needy and codependent, like I like my women. And she dresses the dog. And so Kim has a great relationship with this dog. And so I said, you can hang out with my dog for a couple of days. I don't know that I'm ever going to get the dog back from Kim. You understand, my dog, Magdalene, my dog, is like she's one of those animals where she is so sweet and just easygoing. She could literally be on fire, and she's like, I'm on fire. like she did not open fracture my finger.
Auntie Kim.
We're doing a little legally served with attorney Franz Borghardt, talking about this case where police are looking for
Poppin' Fresh.
We know why he's putting it on the property. That's the Franz 23 FMW. Sausage shoot the bakers. I'm in no mood, Poppin' Fresh. 637
That right there. Poppin' Fresh. You can get a side salad for $2.49, and it comes with fried potatoes. Is it 12 pounds?
It's not. It's the only 12-pound thing they got on the menu is the burger.
I really want to eat at this place now.
Mac and cheese is described. Boy, they really need to tighten up this website. I feel like the guy shot up the website. Mac and cheese is described as creamy and cheesy soup with noodles.
I like chicken liver. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of chicken livers.
Why?
I like them. I like the way they taste. They make a great pate. Pate. You know what I don't like? Chicken salad from Calvin's.
That's
I love Calvin's chicken salad.
If you want to call it a chicken salad, more like a chicken spread. It's not a chicken salad. Now, Mathern's.
Kim, you have to send Franz a picture of the dog. I want to see the outfit.
This dog is. Ugh. I told her she could monetize my dog. We're talking about a 60-40 split of the money. I mean, my dog used to be a puppy breeder, so I mean, she's already been hooked before. So get out there and.
Sorry, I'm mapping out carpool for the afternoon.
Kim said, I said 80-20.
I guarantee you ain't no 80-20 up in there.
Kim's a little greedy. Like, dude, it needs to be like 60-40.
Oh, I thought she was talking about the burger.
Maybe if you're a wolf puck.
I want the fat content of the burger.
Sorry, I was only half paying attention. I was mapping out carpool. Illinois is doing something that Louisiana would consider unthinkable. Mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. Legally served with attorney Franz Borghardt rolling right along as well. Take you to Dateline, Collinsville, Illinois. Lawmakers in Illinois are considering a bill that would lower the legal limit for a driver's blood alcohol content from 0.08 to 0.05. If the bill passes in the Illinois House, the blood alcohol limit would be lowered, meaning fewer drinks could put somebody over that limit for a DUI. It's actually two Chicago area lawmakers that are behind the proposal. So we're talking about a pretty big city here. The only state in the union that has a 0.05 is Utah.
There are a lot of Mormons there.
Yeah, there are. That's not a lot of heavy drinking in Utah, as I know it. I don't know.
So 0.05 is pretty much your way of saying zero drinking and driving.
Pretty much.
And I got to tell you, it's the right kind of legislation politically that who's going to come down hard against that?
I am.
Okay.
Because are you impaired at 0.05?
If they make it the legal limit, you will be by law impaired.
No. I'm not asking if legally you're impaired.
But that's the question.
I'm not asking if legally you're impaired. I'm asking if physically you're impaired.
So if you can have one drink, that one drink can put you in the realm of 0.05. I know people are going to disagree with me, but 1 to 2 beers can put you in that realm. Okay. 1 to 2 beers. Are you impaired? I don't know. I think it's a person by person thing.
Well,
right?
yeah. I mean, size, weight, all of it.
Right. Have you been eating food, not eating food? How long, so the question becomes, on the one hand, the counter argument is, why are you even drinking and driving period today? You have Uber, you have Lyft, you have cabs, you have designated drivers. I mean, are we still having the same conversation we've been having forever?
So
like the model.
This is a huge difference when you're talking about one drink or possibly two versus going out for an entire night. If you're going out for a night, yes, get yourself an Uber.
If you're going to the club,
I know, by all means, get yourself an Uber. But if this is a matter of how many people work downtown, and then there's a reception for some event for whatever, group is going on, wherever you do your volunteering, and the reception runs from like 4 to 7. You stop off, you have a cocktail. Now you're at a 0.03, and you might even be questionable above that. You're not going to Uber home after one cocktail only to have to figure out how to go get your car back before work the next day.
I wonder about the analysis of economic impact of this. How does this kind of a law affect economic impact? On the one hand, are people going to be less inclined to go to businesses because they're like, man, I could just have a beer or two at my house?
It's not it's not even about the beer at that point. It's about the function you're going to. Mm-hmm. Who are you, what nonprofit are you raising funds for? What networking group are you going to their reception? And at that point, you just shut it down. I can't get people to stop by for a happy hour after work. Then we're just going to shut it down.
I'm waiting for the Mothers Against Drunk Driving legislation that tries to do the same thing in Louisiana. Doesn't this feel like I understand culturally we like to drink, but doesn't this feel like the kind of thing our legislature might try to do?
Okay. I'm not trying to be hyperbolic here, Franz, but just go ahead and reinstate prohibition. If this is where the limits are going to be, then like 0.08, I get it. Because 0.1, there you are physically impaired. You can feel the difference. You can feel the slowed motor skills.
It's not, and a couple of things. One, impaired is not drunk. It is impaired. Number two, we have this belief that, from marketing campaigns, don't drink and drive. Well, the law doesn't say you can't have a drink and then drive.
That is correct.
The law says you cannot drive while intoxicated or impaired.
Right.
So it like, I want to know why this town, these legislators, like what happened? Was there something that happened?
Probably.
If there's something that happened, okay, like you're doing your, okay. Are we in session right now? We're about to go in session.
Monday.
Wow.
Monday is opening day.
Can't wait. Exciting.
1,300 bills so far, and each legislator gets 5 more once it opens up.
I didn't know you were limited. How many bills can you have as a legislature?
It depends on the session.
Dude, if
fiscal versus non-fiscal, you get more in a non-fiscal.
If I ever make the legislature, I'm going to be so out of control. I'm going to make all sorts of crazy laws.
I realize that. Yeah.
If I have a limit of 10, every time I'm going to have 10.
There's no call for that. But get back on track
Are we
here.
promised the Constitutional Convention too? Are we supposed to fix the Louisiana Constitution?
Well, here's a good time to preview the later on in the show. State Representative Dixon McMakin has a bill that's going to work on that. And he has my full faith and support that he's going to get it done. We are overdue for a state constitution. And if anybody can pull that off, it's Dixon McMakin, who's on the show at 8:15 today.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
mm-hmm.
So back to the legality of this. At a certain point, though, don't you have to make the call that just say any drink at all? If this could be 0.05, it might as well be no drinks at all.
Yeah. And here's the other layer of this is it used to be where you could refuse the breath test.
Right.
Okay. There may be a penalty for you refusing the breath test.
You get arrested.
You can get arrested for refusal.
Yeah.
And you also, additionally, you may have some license penalties. But now we have blood warrants.
Yeah.
They can extract blood.
Yeah.
I just 0.05 is it's such a weird threshold. Like the difference between 0.10, 0.10 and 0.08. I get it, right? 0.08 sounds like.
Well, here's why I'm like hot about this is because it's the difference between a drink and drinking.
Right.
It's the difference between I'm going to tie one on for a couple of hours versus I'm stopping off for a drink at this function to help this thing that's going on. I'm going to this network event.
Maybe what you do is instead of when they get your order wrong at a restaurant, instead of going to the restaurant and shooting it up, you go have a drink.
But you can't now.
You in Illinois, you may not be able to.
So it's in front of the Illinois legislature, or at least it will be in the upcoming session. We'll see how it plays out. In the meanwhile, we got to wrap it up, Franz. We got 30 seconds till news.
I'm gonna miss you guys.
Are you? So what happens with the trip? Just
Partial,
permanently?
maybe a refund, and then I do. This will be the second time I tried to go to the Holy Land and it got canceled.
Yeah.
So third time's the charm.
Sure, absolutely.
Maybe.
He's attorney Franz Borghardt. We get together there every Wednesday for Legally Served. Always appreciate the time, brother. Coming up next hour, Trey Godfred from the partnership is going to join us. Brach Myers, state senator, he'll join us as well. Right now, here comes news on Talk 107.3.
Huh?
It seems like a no-win.
No, it's all about persistence.
It's like a hot chick. You just keep asking her out or get a restraining order.
Go see your dog.
Hey, now that you mention it,
I know. Kill. Okay.
Well, actually, hold on. I'm going to turn you back on.
7:05 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. Hour 2 coming your way right now. Brian here with you. Bree Lynn producing. Starting off your 7 o'clock hour at 70 degrees in downtown Baton Rouge. Busy hour stacked up for you this hour. Trey Godfred from the Baton Rouge Area Partnership going to join us in our next segment. We are talking about the upcoming legislative session of the partnership, by the way, formerly known as Brach. What's on their plate for the upcoming legislative session. Also, keeping it with the session, State Senator Brach Myers going to join us at 7:35. Right now, though, let's kick things off with top stories and trending. Damn it. Two employees at Estruma High are currently on administrative leave while the school investigates how a gun got off the campus and went off in a classroom. ABR school system said the principal, a teacher, and an office clerk were all put on leave. As of yesterday, the principal was back at school. Last week, 18-year-old student Marcus Washington Jr. was arrested after he allegedly brought a stolen gun with an automatic switch on it to school. The gun accidentally went off. Nobody was hurt. Police are searching for a man who allegedly shot the owner of a Baton Rouge restaurant after receiving an incorrect food order. We broke this story down in Legally Served with Franz Borghardt in our last hour. The arrest warrant is out for Dalen Woods and Savannah Spears. Both were involved in a shootout at LJK Round 2 Cafe on Flannery back on February 2nd. Woods and Spears are facing numerous charges. Out in Ascension Parish, intermittent lane closures along Weber City Road begin today. Closures are going to happen from 6 a.m. till 6 p.m. Today through March 26th near the intersection of Weber with Airline Highway. Yesterday, Governor Jeff Landry and LED Secretary Susan Bourgeois announced a $140 million state investment to prepare sites for corporations looking to buy or lease land. Landry said the project will be called, quote, Louisiana Fast Sites, saying it would be a way to prepare sites for major corporations looking to build new factories, plants, and shipping centers. Landry said the legislature created a $160 million fund known as the Site Investment and Infrastructure Improvement Fund that acts as a refillable savings account. Biggest problem of the morning this morning has been on I-12 westbound. There was an accident earlier on, and it looks like we're still seeing major delays. You heard the traffic report from Ray. We're still seeing major delays on I-12 westbound coming into town. This is just stacked up back by Denham Springs all the way till the 10-12 merge. This is due to 3 different accidents that happened in between 5:30 and 6:20 a.m. that caused numerous lane closures along the way. I'm not showing the current state of those accidents, but I am showing the current state of the interstate is just this side of gridlock. What you got, Bree Lynn?
Central Command says U.S. forces have struck nearly 2,000 targets in Iran in the first 100 hours of Operation Epic Fury.
How many targets are there in Iran? That's a rhetorical question. I don't expect an answer.
I was looking at it.
But no, but like seriously, it's at a certain, like, how long is this engagement going to last? The president has requested the permissions of the War Powers Act, which you don't need unless you're going to extend past 60 days. The president told Jake Tapper 2 days ago he was looking at about a quote unquote quoting Jake Tapper, not the president, right? Mm-hmm. Quoting what Jake Tapper said the president said. So it's third-hand information. But the president said we're looking at 4 weeks, but we're ahead of schedule. So you take all that into account. Are we going to be there for a long time? Right. Benjamin Netanyahu, Israel's prime minister, also says this is not going to be an extended war.
Okay.
So, but Israel plays a different game, though, man.
Yeah.
They are the original FAFO of the world.
Right.
That's,
The biggest news of yesterday's primaries came out of Texas, where James Tellerico defeated Jasmine Crockett in the Democratic Senate primary, and Steve Toth beat out Congressman Dan Crenshaw.
Crockett's already claiming cheating, by the way. Yeah.
I was watching it last night on Fox.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was doing clothes, just watching.
All right.
It was interesting. You know, Democratic engagement was unusually high in the primaries this cycle.
I think a lot of people just don't like Jasmine Crockett's whole shtick.
Okay.
She's not the most palatable, is about the nicest way to put it. Very, very over the top.
Oh.
But there's
mouthy.
there's no go along to get along.
Ooh.
And that can really rub people the wrong way from time to time, especially if you're in a party that has not been the majority party in your state for some time. You're not moving forward, you're pushing people away. So,
interesting.
I like Dan Crenshaw. He was labeled a rhino early on, so this was eventually inevitable that he would get primaried, but just as a man, we forget that we're a government of the people, by the people, for the people. As a man, he was a respectable man, military background.
Okay.
He's the guy with the eye patch. If you've seen him on TV.
Yes. Okay. Okay. It's making sense.
Yeah. Man to man, I could respect him. You don't have to respect every vote he makes, but you respect who he is and where his heart's at.
Oh.
So, 7-Eleven Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. We're going to get with Trey Godfred here in just a quick minute. Talk about the upcoming session. Before we do that, I want to remind you about the folks over at Mathern's, downtown on 3rd Street, Nicholson Gateway Shopping Center, or Mathern's at Kenilworth. That is, of course, Highland Road, just west of Kenilworth Boulevard. Mathern's has got you covered on all 3 locations, and they offer new deals of the week every week, and I'm loving the deal of the week this week, okay? If you open the Mathern's Rewards app, you'll find where the coupons are at, all right? How much do you love the tater tots at Sonic? Just on a scale of 1 to 10. The tater tots at Sonic are a 10, right? Well, you can get Sonic Tots for $2 off. Sonic Tots come in a bag. Sonic Tots, $2 off at Mathern's. That is the deal of the week this week. I know it because I got my app open and right in front of me. And if you clip the coupons, they've got a whole stack of them piled up here. Love the app because you build out your shopping list right there on the app. Or if you want to do your shopping in the store, that's fine too. But you build out your shopping list on the app, do your shopping online. They bring it out to you when you pull into the parking lot. I know a lot of grocery stores offer that, but the convenience of piling up the coupons on the front end is one of my favorites. And it's good at all 3 locations of Mathern's. Yo! Oh, how are you? Awesome. Are you on Twitter?
I am not.
Okay. So I like to do a promo video every day for the show.
Okay.
I like to tag the guests.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
I did not see you.
No, I
But I did learn that you're in the Episcopal Athletics Hall of Fame.
yeah, I am.
I did not know that.
Way back in the day, I was a good athlete, man.
What sport?
All of them.
Really?
I played football, basketball, and ran track. Played a little baseball, but stopped. Yeah, man, I was a good athlete back in the day. And I played football at Tulane after then. And then 99 to 02.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Awesome.
Like I said, a long time ago.
Yeah.
I top story of the day, traffic on 12.
Yeah.
So I had to come down Florida. I live near you, so I had to come down Florida like everybody else. And so I was
See, I made that
absolutely.
recommendation back at 6:20 this morning. It's stacked up. Take it Florida instead.
Oh yeah.
Now, kill the mics. 7:15, Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. Time to pivot. Look ahead to Monday. Monday is the opening of the legislative session. A lot of priorities going on. What are different folks looking at from different entities? One of the ones that we like to check in with is the Greater Baton Rouge Economic Partnership, formerly known as Brach. Trey Godfred is in with us. How are you, man?
Doing awesome. It's good to be here. I feel like it's been forever since I've been in this chair, man.
It has been a good minute.
Yeah.
I mean, it has been a while. We can get you back in the rotation a lot more regularly.
Let's do it.
Before we dive in though, just as a friendly reminder to the folks out there, I-12 westbound, you can confirm I-12 is no joke, and as a result now, Florida Boulevard's no joke.
Florida Boulevard is so backed up. I was watching my GPS, and it'll tell you what time you arrive, and the time just kept getting later and later. So I almost called you and said, I don't know if I'll make it in before 7:15, but yeah, thankfully I did, but it is heavy.
I will recommend this to anybody who's still out there. Go north to go west.
Mhm.
If you're on Florida, cut over to Choctaw. Cut over to Choctaw. Your phone will take care of your route after that, but go north to go west. You'll make your way in a little bit sooner. All right. Coming up Monday's the opening of the legislative session. Here to break that down. What's the partnership looking at, Trey?
Yeah, first off, you owe me $1 because you were about to say Brach.
I got through the BR. Well,
it's like a swear jar, except
is.
anybody who says Brach has to put $1 in it. So
how long did you call the Pelicans the Hornets before making the shift?
Hey, listen, I still call them the Hornets. I mean, but no, look, I'll give you some grace, but next time I'm going to start collecting.
Good deal. The partnership.
Yes. So it's that time of year. So we are excited and fired up and gearing up for session. There's some things that are really important to us that we plan on pushing. A lot more defense than offense this year, but still we're going to go out and have some fun.
Okay. Well, so I love the sports analogies. How are we playing defense?
There are some major issues from an economic development standpoint, of course, which is the world that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
So investment safety, especially for industrial projects, is always big. Certainty makes a really big difference, and the uncertainty in the industrial world, particularly around carbon capture projects, just gives us so much heartburn. If you look at our project pipeline right now, you're looking at tens of billions of dollars in potential projects.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of which require low carbon solutions.
Mm-hmm.
And so how we capture in either store, sequester, or move that carbon out of here is really important to those projects. And having certainty that the policy framework today is going to be the same as the policy framework 3 to 5 years from now as they make those investment decisions is really big. Now, the other side of that is I can't tell you how many anti-carbon capture related bills there are related to expropriation, related to local option, related to just all-out moratoria. And so that's what we'll be playing a whole lot of defense, of course, with coalition partners.
I could tell you that within y'all's region, I know of at least 3.
Mm-hmm.
Parish, you're talking about carving out parish exceptions and whatnot.
Right.
I'm pretty sure there's 3 within the greater Baton Rouge area that are looking for the parish exception within it. So right at the top, those 3 are going to move to the top of your list. Now, we need to have the carbon capture discussion though,
mm-hmm.
because we keep running into the same arguments from the anti-carbon capture people that we always hear. Then they always start with this: if the government money goes away, so do all the carbon capture projects. To which I always respond, well, you're talking about globally. You're talking about like the government money has to, the want around the world to end carbon capture has to happen before carbon capture goes away.
That's right.
So there's that part of it. But there's this other part of, from y'all's perspective, we even need to strike while the iron's hot.
We've been saying that for the last couple of years, especially when our project pipeline heated up with these types of projects. How do we make sure, number one, we always have to make sure we take care of people,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
There's no level of danger that's worth, a new $1 billion project. Secondly, though, is understanding the level of the science that already exists and the safety behind carbon capture. And then third, of course, is actually going after and winning those projects, Hyundai, Steel, CF. And then who's next after that? We've got to do all we can to create a framework whereby those companies are comfortable enough to make those investment decisions in our region.
When the argument comes up from those who have a different opinion of climate change and they say carbon capture is not going to save the world, how do you respond to that?
I wish the science were more settled than it is, and it's interesting in this respect. Is every side of this argument has their own quote unquote science, right? And so you got folks who argue for the safety, folks who argue that it's not safe, folks who argue that climate change is just a hoax, and they can all point to some, maybe with different levels of reputability, some level of science or some scientists who have said something. We believe in what the academic research, especially out of LSU, says as far as the safety and about what the future of this could look like. Those headwinds, though, are ones that, we're going to face during session, ones that we've been facing, and ones that we certainly hope to overcome.
Speaking of which, Greg Upton's going to be a speaker at the Rotary Club today. You bet believe that I'm going to be front and center paying attention. By the way, your answer is a lot better than mine. When somebody says carbon capture isn't going to save the planet, my answer is, I don't care. I want my neighbor's mortgage paid.
There. We want safety first, take care of people. We want people working. We want jobs. We want those big companies who are going to bring money into this region from the outside.
Yeah.
That's the true level of economic driver.
Yeah, there's a gap in the equation when you talk about whether or not it's going to save the planet, and that is what's creating more oxygen. Like, and that's a part of the. I don't care. We'll work on that process. Separate problem as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Problem I have right now is there's too many houses in my subdivision for sale.
And look, here's the issue at the end of the day is these projects are going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
We prefer them here for the economic benefit of the people of the state of Louisiana and of the capital region.
Well, yeah, because Texas is just raring to go to surpass us on this. We have all the permitting ready to roll. We've got the primacy in place. We've got all of our ducks in a row. And I wouldn't be shocked if Texas was funneling money in the anti-carbon capture in Louisiana. I'm not laying out an accusation. I'm just saying it wouldn't surprise me if they were funneling money this way to say, shut it down in Louisiana so we could get out in front.
As politically astute as you are, I could see that actually being a thing. So Louisiana had primacy before Texas did.
Yes.
So we had first mover advantage.
Yes.
And then we squandered that. Texas also now has primacy.
Yes.
If Texas is going to go through faster processes of permitting Class 6 wells, then the advantage that we did have has evaporated immediately.
Yes.
And when those projects have a choice between South Louisiana or areas of Texas where their geography is similar to ours and where the advantages are there, they're going to make that move.
No, I know. And I don't know how many times we have to learn from history before we get it right. We've lost to Texas historically on this front. There's a reason there's a Baytown. There's a reason Baytown isn't Morgan City. I like plain and simple.
That's right.
But let's go through it again. Why not? Sorry, I get cynical, Trey. My bad.
No worries.
So, all right, carbon capture is going to be front and center. What else y'all got?
So it's exciting. One of the things trending right now that we're seeing as we kind of go through pre-filed bills is a lot of emphasis on workforce.
Yes.
There are a ton of workforce bills. We have one that's going to be fun. That's actually really interesting. That's workforce adjacent. Is we in our organization, and we've got a few staff members dedicated toward high school internships, getting students work-based learning opportunities while they're young.
Yeah.
Let them explore everything. Oh, and by the way, get paid to do it. So this year, more than 1,200 students in this region are in paid credit-bearing internship opportunities. Well, while we've done great, we've also run up against a couple of barriers because our rural parishes, you go to East Feliciana, you go to St. Helena, there's just not a lot of business and industry where students can actually go get that experience. And then you go to some areas, even in this city, you've got a lot of students who just don't have transportation to get to an internship. So we saw, started looking at if we could flip the model. If we can't get students to internships, can we bring internships to students? And what would it look like if businesses were able to partner with schools and actually set up locations on school campuses? Now, 2017 and 2025, Attorney General Landry then and now Attorney General Murrell released opinions that kind of slowed that down.
Okay.
But notably, they didn't rule against the concept of it. They just ruled that there's no statutory framework. So what we did is we took those AG opinions and reverse engineered them and created the statutory framework that would make this allowable. So Beth Mizell is going to carry that, Senator Mizell, in that Senate Bill 376.
Okay.
We call it the Learn and Earn Act, which allows school boards to enter into cooperative endeavors with businesses, for those businesses to locate on campuses for the primary benefit of the students. So imagine a physical therapy clinic, imagine a credit union, which already exists in some places.
Yeah.
And so that's how we take that. And Livingston Parish has an extraordinary model. Walker High School is excellent as far as this is concerned. How do we scale that is the question.
Yeah. I keep hearing about Walker High School. They're doing a lot of things right out there.
They are doing a lot of things right. They were led by a very entrepreneurial principal, in Jason St. Pierre, who's no longer there, but the model is there. They are ones who I think, in Livingston Parish writ large, is a model for other districts, in Walker, for other schools to follow.
So first of all, I love the fact that you call it the Learn and Earn Act, presumptive sale, not the Learn and Earn Bill, the Learn and Word Act. You Learn and Earn Act. You're already putting the governor's signature on it. I love the presumptive sale. How does it, walk us through how it works in real life?
In real life, a business approaches either a principal or vice versa. Principal approaches a business, and they begin to explore the concept. Now, some things are very, very important. Is any business has to be offering positions for students that are in aligned Bessie pathways.
Okay.
And so, I mean, you can imagine some businesses that would not,
Right.
But students have to be the primary beneficiaries of the entire engagement. And so schools can do one of two things. They can offer space on campus for the business to operate inside of, or offer space for a business to actually build kind of a satellite location. Employers are overseeing students, and students are also overseen by school personnel. And students are actually staffing these businesses. The credit union at Walker High School, the bank at Zachary High School, or the credit union at Acadiana High School in Lafayette. Really, really good models for this.
I got to tell you, Trey, one of my favorite parts about this, and it might be an unintended consequence, but when the student leaves the school to go to the internship, the rest of the students on campus don't get to see it. When the internship comes to the school, now it's front and center. Student leaves, it's like, whatever, nerd, go play. But you bring the jobs and the dollars on the school's campus. Now you get a firsthand look by everybody to see what's going on.
A lot of social proof in that. And,
right.
And we really love that. Research shows that students who grow up in what's known as high opportunity neighborhoods, and neighborhoods where they see other people going to work, that student is more likely to graduate high school and get a job themselves.
Right.
Now, multiply that by all the students who see a fellow student working inside of the school on that school campus, and the benefits will multiply.
A peer leader becomes a role model.
Exactly.
Right.
I love the way you said that.
Oh, thank you. We'll come up with a few.
Love it.
What else we got? We had 3 minutes left. What else are we looking at?
So there are a few other workforce bills. I was about to do like you. I was about to call them the Committee of 100, which they're no longer called. Leaders for a Better Louisiana. My former boss, Adam Knapp, and his crew have several workforce bills that they're working on. One of the primary ones is working with LWC, and is related to a executive order that the governor announced back at Washington Mardi Gras.
Yes.
And so the thing that they're trying to explore is how to get better outcomes out of Louisiana Works and all of the regional workforce boards.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some that are extremely high performing and some that have been lagging for a very long time. So we're really looking forward to, once that legislation gets into the proper posture, seeing exactly what that looks like, and also being kind of a strategic partner, helping them think through what these workforce boards need to look like, what their outcomes need to look like, and how we can push results in that space.
Workforce participation rate needs to be the ongoing statistic we're looking at all year long.
Secretary Showen will live and die based on that soundbite right there.
Yeah.
Workforce participation rate. The more people participating, the better.
I mean, and it's finally looking like we're trying to pull from everywhere. You just talked about high school students. Andrew Hunley from Parole Project is going to come on, talking about, you reduce recidivism by getting people back in the workforce. We had Andrew Ward from the Boot coming on, talking about recruiting veterans to move home. And just every particular facet of who could be workforce is going to be workforce. rowing in the same direction. I feel like it's just there's a charge going.
There really has to be. We've got workforce shortages in some areas, and we've got a large, quote unquote, non-traditional workforce. Like you said, the formerly incarcerated, the former folks who served in the military, and young high school students. We've got to be able to develop those pipelines.
Not done, but done for today. We're just straight up out of time. Get you back in a week or two once things are off and running, and get a little check-in. He's Trey Godfred with The Partnership. Always appreciate the time. I know I'm overblowing the parole project, but it's just such an unthought of stone to overturn. It just and what the boot LA is doing.
Yeah. Holy shit. They there are two things.
If y'all are dialed in on what the boot's doing, Baton Rouge, because I know St. Tammany is, I know Lafayette is, Lake Charles is. We could use everything that they're doing in our backyard.
Other folks on our staff are closer than I am with them. We've got a former staff member who works for them.
Okay.
In Markland.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Wow.
Yesterday's announcement about the fast sites thing.
Oh man, I forgot to mention that. Yeah.
Now I'm looking to get Susan Bourgeois on tomorrow about it. Has there ever been considered, like, yes, we want to put together industrial sites and everything, but what are we doing to recruit white collar jobs? Is there a possibility of a fast sites initiative, but for refurbishing downtowns?
So I'll tell you about our project that we haven't been able to talk about. So we've got a fast site.
Oh, make sure they're off.
Sure.
Having trouble not getting too excited. I feel like this is going to be a good one this year. This
a lot of bills. I know. It always feels like a lot of bills.
It's a lot of bills, but there's meat on the bone.
Yeah.
And
very good stuff.
When the governor made the workforce announcement at Washington Mardi Gras, and just to hear everybody instantly talking about what bill they could put forward, I'm like, okay, this is rolling in the same direction.
Yep.
Rolling in the same direction.
Yeah, and I think Susan's doing a good job. I wish I'd have saw some dots on that map, sort of in central Louisiana last night. That was my only disappointment.
The fast sites thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But now you know where the finish line is. You know where the goal is. So it's easier to go at it and attack it from there. So.
Yeah.
736 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. We're going to continue a little legislative preview in just a second. We got Brach Myers in studio with us. Quick reminder, I'm bailing at 8 o'clock this morning. Cade Wassian's going to take over. Not to worry, though. We'll stay on task. This day in history is going to be coming your way. State Representative Dixon McMakin is going to join Cade at 8:15, and then Cade will chat with the folks from CASA BR after that. Before we get back into our legislative preview with State Senator Myers, got to remind you about the Baton Rouge Metro Airport. FlyBTR.com is the website, FlyBTR.com. Tell you every single day about the folks at the Baton Rouge Metro Airport. I swear by them. I love them. I love having a great airport in our own backyard. It makes things so much more convenient than paying those exorbitant parking rates, the massive humanity that is TSA down there. And, oh, by the way, the return trip, the trip back home, once you're home, you're home. Huge difference on the back end. Got a direct flight to DC. I love telling you about that as well. It was, I believe they got scrubbed yesterday due to the weather in DC, but I'm looking at the status right now. It did depart on time this morning, is in the air, headed to Reagan National Airport. It is a daily flight, leaves out in the morning, comes back in the evening. Get your business done in our nation's capital same day with flybtr.com. All right, Monday is the opening of the legislative session. We're previewing it from as many angles as we can beforehand, and don't worry, once the session's open, we actually accelerate at that point. Joining us now, State Senator Brach Myers in studio. How are you, man?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on, Brian.
No, glad to have you here. Glad to be chatting about what's going on. I was telling you during the break, I feel like there's a lot of momentum moving in the same direction for this session. Am I anywhere close on that?
Yeah, I feel that way. And look, I came in a couple of years ago into the House, of course, came into the Senate in special election last year. But, we had a big changeover in the legislature. A lot of folks termed out, right? And I think so a lot of folks, big freshman class coming in, especially in the House, and a lot of different priorities, and everybody's kind of running in a different direction. I start to feel this legislature gelling together on some big topics.
It's amazing. Like previous iterations of our legislature, when we've seen that kind of turnover, it was good for a quick honeymoon, and then fiefdoms returned. Yep. I don't know what it is about the freshman class from a couple of years ago. I mean, they're still, I guess, technically freshmen because they haven't been reelected. It's hard to call someone a freshman when they've been through 50 sessions, and with all the specials y'all had. But like, it to see that the momentum's actually gaining and expanding out through the rest of the legislature as well. I'm not trying to take away anybody who's been there or about to term out because they've been serving this whole time. Yep. But it's a different momentum, a different growth, and a different vibe altogether. I have trouble not being positive about it.
No, I think everybody should be positive about it. Look, I think that's one of our faults here in Louisiana at times is we don't always talk about and recognize the great things that are happening. Mm-hmm. And look, I think a big part of what's going on right now is leadership. From the governor to the speaker to the Senate president. I think they're doing a good job of keeping us all focused on the big items. And look, we've been talking to her, Trey, talking a lot about initiatives right now. Secretary Bourgeois has been a phenomenal leader, in my opinion, for us. And she has communicated to us and on a monthly basis. I mean, we have conference calls with her and she's letting us know what's upcoming. And I tell you, it's just that kind of communication is keeping us focused, making sure that we're driving policy to help support those initiatives. And again, I think we got to stay on this track.
And when you talk about leadership, I mean, it doesn't just start with like governor, and then Senate President Henry and Speaker de Villiers. Susan Bourgeois is a great example. Susie Showen's a great example. Tim Temple is a great example, as is Mike Strain or Billy Nuggets. Like everywhere, it feels like a lot of people are just in the right place to point people in the right direction.
And Brian, look, I think, I'm a healthcare guy. 20 plus years in healthcare and making that jump out of, the corporate world into the legislature. And I mean, I'll even say from the healthcare, from the Department of Health standpoint, I mean, we have Secretary Greenstein. Secretary Greenstein and I were in the same public company in the corporate life, running home health and hospice in 42 states. And now I've got a colleague right here, and he's got that aspect of making sure that we're taking care of people, but also in a very efficient manner, making sure quality outcomes are happening. And we're seeing some very progressive now things coming through the Department of Health. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, we could talk about all the different appointments and all the different leaders right now for a whole show, but it's the right alignment.
What's going to be hot this year?
Well, I think you and Trey just covered quite a bit of it. I believe obviously carbon capture is going to be a big discussion this year. I think PBMs. I mean, the way the session ended last year, certainly PBMs are on the docket. For me, it's workers' comp. When I jumped into the Senate, I assumed a seat on Labor Committee, and not having a whole lot of experience. Obviously, a business owner, dealt with the system before, but not a lot of experience on the workers' comp side. So I asked Chairman Seabaugh to allow me a year to see what we could bring forward to reform the system. And this year I didn't pre-file, but it's coming next week. And we just had a task force meeting on it last week, and I'll be hoping to bring some big updates to the workers' comp system.
We're going to dive in a little bit deeper in a second, but I want to get procedural for just a minute, kind of, from the outside looking in, the layperson's perspective. We got 1,300 bills already filed, pre-filed, right?
Yeah.
And then once things open up, you'll each get, I believe, 5 non-locals once it's opened up.
That's right.
Which, to compare to college, I like to call the drop-ad period. That's a lot of mouths at the trough.
It is
1,300 bills, and if everybody gets 5, then you're looking at pushing well above 1,500, 1,600 before it's all said and done. How does a bill find a voice with that much volume all around it?
Yeah, I got to tell you, it's not an easy task. But I tell folks back at home, you got to have it fun. I mean, it's got to have its voice. And number one, number two, I mean, just as a member, you've got to understand what every one of those bills are doing. It's why I kind of made a joke when I walked in the studio a while ago, and I said 1,600 bills. Some folks can laugh that off. To me, that means, that's midnight and then back up at 4 a.m. reading bills. But when you touch that button on any of these bills, as small as it may sound, it affects hundreds, if not thousands of people's lives. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a handful of, more than a handful of them are procedural.
Oh,
look at everything Jack McFarland's got to do to prevent things from sunsetting and whatnot. Somebody's got to step on that bill and file it and whatnot. It's a matter of procedure. All good.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of things that are just, answering to folks back home. I understand those as well.
It's small things. Look, I'll give you a quick example. I had a constituent at home call me and told me that he had a massive issue with fishing nets that require your Social Security number to be written on the fishing net. And I mean, that's in law, it's in statute. That should be in a code. I'm not quite sure why that's. But anyway, I went through it with him, and it has to be changed in the form of a bill. Not something that is going to be heavily debated, but we've got updates that we can do for these things. And look, I heard you talking on my drive in from Lafayette this morning about Rep. McMakin's constitutional convention
I was just
bill.
about to revisit that.
Man, that would be, I mean, there's so many of these little things like this that should be in rule, that we should be getting in rule and not having to change it.
Fishing nets is the one that pushes it over the limit. I'm here for it.
I'm here to back him up. Though I wish I'd see him in studio, because I'd love to make a bet on the big game in Lafayette tonight with him. Maybe I'll pass him in the hallway.
You're really good. Who do they have?
We had UL LSU.
That game. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
At UL tonight.
I thought you were going high school with Dixon because he's the big Catholic guy.
No.
I had a little bit of a disappointment on Friday in basketball. So.
Oh no, sorry to hear that.
No. I got to see my old coach. It was great. What are you, aside from the fishing nets, what are you hot on that is on your agenda that you're submitting?
Look, I mean, we just talked about, I guess I'm part of the problem this year between resolutions and bills. I think I've got 12 instruments that'll be coming through the process. And, but the bigger instrument for me that's taking up much of my year is the workers' comp reform. So that one's going to be that'll be a big piece to carry throughout the session. And I'm calling it a reform bill because prior bills have looked at the fee schedule updating in workers' comp. And, but this bill is going to be looking at an entire, updating of the system, going electronic, trying to build a portal so that way we can kind of get rid of some of these disputes that are happening and cut down on some of the litigation. And we do address the fee schedule, but it's, a well thought out bill that places it out over, rolls things out over a 5-year process. Brian, the way I try to explain it to people is, every 6 months or so, we get these updates on our phones, right? And they're aggravating. I mean, you can't find contacts and everything else. The workers' comp system in Louisiana hasn't been updated in 30 years. 30 years. And so if we ran that update just, overnight, obviously there could be issues with the system. We could create access to care issues. So this has been a well thought out, year of planning a bill that rolls out over 5 years and tries to bring some modernization and some predictability to the programs.
We've got State Senator Brach Myers in with us. You mentioned PBMs on the way in. Is that anything you're personally working on?
Nothing that I'm working on. I do serve on Senate Insurance, and so I know we'll be, in the center of seeing a lot of those bills. And look, I think it's time for reform on that front. And again, the way the session ended last year was very quick in the last 48 hours of session right before Sine Die that we were seeing some big pieces come forward. We've had time to study that now. There's been a task force that's been meeting on a regular basis. So yeah, we'll see some meaningful bills come through.
I'm going through your list of bills, the ones that have your name on it, and there's definitely a trend towards the healthcare world.
Sure,
to be sure. But to go along with that, though, for example, right off the bat, tell me about your bill that it says provides relative to the administration of medications that you're just looking to help EMS out on the scene.
Yeah, no, actually, again, this is one of those bills that's important, but also you really wish you didn't have to run a bill to get to this point. I mean, this is a constituent back home who has a daughter who has a rare disease, and medication that she needs cannot be given to her by a typical EMS driver. So they have to actually load her into an ambulance and bring her to hospital, which she's nearly lost life several times on the way to the hospital. This should be a small fix, but it's things like this that we find in statute that has to be repaired.
We got about 3 minutes left with State Senator Brach Myers. I want to ask you about one of the other bills that you've got. SB 209 is the number. This is let me scroll back up here. Local Government Fair Competition Act.
Sure.
What is that?
Yeah. Oh, Brian, we're going to need a whole show on that one. I promise to come back. But I'll tell you, it's, in Lafayette, we have LFT fiber, right? We have fiber throughout our area in Lafayette. That's certainly a program that started 20 years ago, through actually legislation that allowed that to come forward, where we bring fiber to the home in many places throughout our parish and now extending in other parishes. We've been asked from LFT Fiber to come into places like Eunice and Church Point and other places like this that need fiber. But the statute that was set up 20 years ago has some heavy restrictions on the ability to do that. Now, if you've got to remember, 20 years ago, fiber was a brand new thing. Lafayette was one of the first communities to do it. So at that time, some of the bigger industry folks were trying to kind of handcuff, our ability to go and grow this. And I think that there were some doubts about government running a program like that. We have done it very well. So we're looking to try to take some of those handcuffs off. Now that fiber's alive and growing throughout the nation, there is no other community in the world that's having to face what we are having to face.
Isn't this Vineeth Iyengar's mission? Isn't this what he's working on?
Well, I mean, certainly Vineeth will have something to say on it. But okay. Yes, absolutely.
Are you all accelerating each other this way? Does this bill help him do his job?
I haven't had conversations direct with Vineeth, so I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I certainly think that this would allow us the acceleration in Lafayette through LFT Fiber to be able to get out into more communities. Again, if we can take some of these boundaries off.
Vineeth's a good friend. He's on the show a lot. He's doing a hell of a job.
Great guy
in his role, and I like. That's why that bill caught my eye.
Great guy.
It's because it feels like y'all's worlds are going to collide.
He and I were for my first 2 sessions in the same apartment complex. So every now and then I'd be able to grab him in the elevator and just bend his ear for a while.
All right, I'm going to be saying it a lot. Not done with the conversation, but we're all done with this segment. State Senator Brach Myers, thank you so much.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate you.
Here's your money now. Oh, that was way too fast. I could have kept on going. There were 2 more of your bills that I wanted to look at as well, but we'll pick them up next time.
Absolutely.
I do a lot of work with LOPA, so you've got one that 328. Talk about employees who become organ donors.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to meet with Taylor Byron next week on that one.
No, it's fine. This is on
yeah.
Facebook.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll be meeting with Taylor Borghardt next week on this one, but essentially, it's on living organ donors, right? Right now, I mean, if you're public, my goodness,
I don't.
I was going to say Dixon just showed up. No,
I heard that on the air.
right now, if you're a public employee and you decide to donate an organ, there is no leave process for you. So I mean, essentially, we're requesting.
Really?
Yeah, no. So we're requesting up to 30 days leave for a public employee who would decide to take that step. And I think that there's a pay for there in it. I mean, if we can get more folks to convinced to be living organ donors, then
wow.
Yeah.
And you think about the rarity with which the leave would have to occur is small.
Yeah.
But the tone that's set by saying the tone that's set by not doing anything about
True.
it, saying, "Oh, you want to save a life? Screw off." Like I just did. Like I'm an organ donor. I support LOPA a lot.
Yep.
This is one that this feels like a no-brainer.
It'll be a fiscal impact to it, right? I mean, there'll be a fiscal note tied to this thing. So nothing's a no-brainer when you have a fiscal note tied to it.
Is there though?
Oh, I'm just, it makes me nervous anytime that happens. So, look.
Okay, how do you evaluate that fiscal note? Is it simply the amount of time that employee is at work? Yeah,
I think it'll be an estimate of how many, living organ donors this might, accelerate into the process, and then that time off of work.
But the time off doesn't happen unless they donate an organ.
They have to donate an organ.
Okay, so within the equation that creates the fiscal note, do you add back into the labor pool the person whose life they're saving?
Well, that's the part that we don't always get in the fiscal note, Brian, but would love to see that.
I'm just saying there's a plus and a minus, right?
We'd love to see that through the fiscal office, no doubt about it. I've been through that a lot of times. It's like you're giving me only the minus. I need the plus side inside here. So then we at the table and at the well end up trying to put that information forward to try to get people to understand what's not in the note. And that becomes sometimes speculative.
Well, I mean, the argument would be that person's life is being saved with or without the time off. But I would say the impetus to donate is affected by the bill itself.
And this, if the time, if you can get that transplant quicker, then think about all the cost you're saving from all of the treatment waiting to get a transplant. And that's the other part that I think it's very important for us to be having a discussion on. So look, Stephanie Hilferty has a bill that's close to it as well. So we'll see. We did not coordinate. We saw it after the pre-file hit. So we both have bills that are working on each chamber, and hopefully we'll see something come through.
Saw her yesterday.
Yeah.
On a Pelican.
Yeah. Yeah. I never get to make it, but great event every year.
I'm through the roof fired up after yesterday. And I know Daniel does this to me every single year where it's going to be fun. It's going to be a busy session, whatever. I'm ready to work all, around the clock every day between every time you have those evening receptions, nobody else has to be up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
So, but I'll gladly work both ends to stay dialed in on what's actually getting done. Yesterday fired me up. I'm ready to rock and roll as a Louisianan.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yep.
You said Stephanie's got one. I need to know who I need to contact with the legislature that manages the website, because there's an awesome job of when you do the bill search, right?
Yep.
You can search by instrument number. You can search by committee.
Author.
You can search by author.
You can go by keyword.
You can search by keyword.
Yeah.
What you cannot search by is who else is carrying.
Okay. Yeah.
If a House bill and you've got somebody carrying on the Senate side, I always run into this where I'm completely in the dark over, so and so's going to carry that form, or I'm carrying that for so and so. It's like,
yeah,
that would be to me such a
But it's so fluid. I mean, that can change.
Yeah, true.
That can change before we go to the well. I mean, I think I transferred a bill over to Senator Bass right before we went to the well on it last year on a House bill. So it's not like that's in stone. It's really just taking it to the well.
I'm just trying to be spoiled.
I know. Look, would be great. Predictability is great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Greatly appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
Great
Thanks.
segment.
Appreciate it, Brian. Bye. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
Oh. Hold it at 70 degrees in downtown Baton Rouge. as we're making our way through Mornings with Brian Haldane. Want to remind you one more time, you just heard the traffic report. The big problem all morning long has been I-12 westbound. Well, I'm looking at the map right now, and it looks like just 12 all the way through 10 through the bridge. It's about as slow going as I've seen in a while. And the delays on 12, they actually start back by Jubin. So you're looking at a heck of a trek coming in from Denham Springs. I would recommend Florida Boulevard. There are intermittent delays on Florida as well. If you're coming in from Livingston Parish, I just budget yourself some extra time if you've got it, because we are still stacked up out that way. Thanks again to State Senator Brach Myers hopping in studio to talk a little bit about the upcoming session and what he's doing. Programming note, I can tell you Monday, I'll be doing my normal show Monday, and then 9 o'clock, Moon Griffon is going to be broadcasting from the state capitol. And then 11 o'clock, I know Moon runs till noon, but 11 o'clock, I'll be back over there. And for those last 2 hours, we're going to do we're running all the way till 1 with our coverage of the opening of the session. The 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock is going to be like totally a pregame show. Think of it like the Super Bowl pregame, right? We are going to be at the state capitol, grabbing guests from inside the state capitol. 1 o'clock is when the governor gives his address to formally open the session. Before that, there's just a lot of handing out bills to individual committees and whatnot, the formalities that begin the session. Once the governor takes over at the microphone at 1, that's when we will carry that address, and then we'll be all done for the day. But we're taking the inside the belly of the beast on Monday, as we will open the legislative session right here. Me and Moon tag team in the pregame show. I got to tell you, I really hope he doesn't get called into the principal's office this year. Last year we were doing a 2-hour show. And
I missed it.
Moon got called to the governor's office.
Oh.
Yeah. So
well,
it was.
Moon's just relentless.
I know, and he, he'll run off at the mouth every once in a while. That's why we love him.
I know.
And
love me some Moon.
Yeah. Well, that was what was supposed to be 45 minutes of me and him going back and forth was just me, which no problem. I wasn't like Garth when Wayne left the set in Wayne's World, right? But at the same time, though, back and forth isn't really great when it's just the fourth. So.
Oh,
yeah.
no. So
I told Moon, I said, you watch your mouth this year.
He has to tone it down a little bit.
That's just enough, just a little bit. All right, hey, I'm about to get out of here and hand off to Cade Wasan. He's going to take over. State Representative Dixon McMakin going to be in at 8:15. CASA BR at 8:35. Before I get out of here, though, there was one more news story I wanted to touch on. I got about a minute and a half to get after it. This is the Fast Sites program, economic development, and the governor yesterday launches the Fast Site program. Governor Landry says this is a program in which the state invests money to make sites shovel-ready for economic development projects. Cut 10, please.
We make sure that water lines and vital infrastructure are already in place and that permits are readily in a fast track mode for those particular sites.
Landry says the state chose from a pool of 50 applicants for Fast Sites funding, then chosen, they spanned 16 parishes throughout the states. 19 sites got picked.
This month, 19 sites across Louisiana are moving forward in the first round of Fast Sites.
Economic Development Secretary Susan Bourgeois says getting the sites ready is essential for the state to be able to compete with neighboring states for major economic development projects in advanced manufacturing, in logistics, and next-generation industries.
Companies eliminate sites immediately if gaps exist. If utilities, access, or environmental conditions are uncertain, a project will go elsewhere, often before a serious conversation can even begin.
I want to get into this topic so much deeper. In fact, I put the request in, and I'm going to put the request in about 10 minutes for Susan Bourgeois to come on the show tomorrow. All right, I'm done for the day. Well, for the morning. Cade's going to take over next.
I know Brian's like, we're done.
Later. I shall leave my headphones here in case Mr. Wasan needs them.
Bye. Have a good day.
Toodles. Feature Trey.
Okay.
$8:05 on Wednesday morning, about 70 degrees, overcast skies, and it is raining. I can confirm that. Getting out of the car, getting into the studio today. Kate Washam filling in for the last hour of Mornings with Brian Haldane. Coming up this hour, State Representative Dixon McMakin looking ahead to the 2026 legislative session that starts Monday. He's got a lot of things on the docket. We'll look ahead to what he will be prioritizing at 8:15. 8:35, marketing outreach manager for the capital area CASA. Dalton Kane will join us. CASA has a big recruitment event coming up, some training classes available for those who may be interested in becoming a court-appointed special advocate, and the great work they do. We'll be glad to have Dalton Kane on the program. But as customary, to start off the 8 o'clock hour, Bree Lynn has this day in history.
Quite an interesting day in history, Cade. In 1789, the first U.S. Congress meets in New York City, officially putting the U.S. Constitution into effect and launching the new federal government.
So it's all their fault.
Right? It's all their fault. And on that note, in 1791, Vermont becomes the 14th state, the first state admitted after the original 13 colonies, which when I was in fourth grade, my teacher had a whole song for us to learn about the 13 colonies.
In the order?
And I still remember it in the order. Okay. In 1797, John Adams is inaugurated. Also Thomas Jefferson this day in 1801. Abraham Lincoln in 1861. And inaugurated again Abraham Lincoln in 1865. So all the presidents.
Yeah, around this time.
Yeah, around this time in 1933, FDR. But to go back to some weird news on this day, in 1826, residents in what's known as modern-day Venezuela reported a strange storm that appeared to drop frogs from the sky. What?
A frog rain.
Yeah, a frog
in
rain.
Venezuela.
A frog rain report. I had to throw that in because I was like, Kate, I can't believe it.
Well, it's interesting because Rain's the frog capital, isn't it, of Louisiana?
Rain, R-A-Y-N-E.
Okay.
Rain. Yeah,
Rain.
they are. They have a big frog parade. So
But totally separate. Raining.
totally
frogs.
separate.
Yeah.
But in Rain, I guess frogs do fall from floats.
I think so. Yeah.
Maybe so. Okay, let's see. Skip it ahead. 1918, one of the first documented cases of the Spanish flu appears in Kansas, signaling the start of the global pandemic. 1918. Let's see. This was weird. 1975, Charlie Chaplin, is knighted by Queen Elizabeth II.
And he said nothing.
Really?
No, I knew silent actor. I don't know.
Yes, that's true, Gade, because silent films. Yeah. And in 1987, President Ronald Reagan publicly accepts responsibility for the Iran-Contra affair in a national address. All right, that was this day in history. Birthdays today. All right, we have Catherine O'Hara. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's her birthday
Fantastic.
today. Known
Fantastic
for
actress.
Home Alone. I know. And that other film we can't say on the air.
Oh yeah.
Because
Creek.
it has,
The
yeah,
Creek.
yeah. The
But
Creek.
she was, she goes back a ways. There's a lot of small comedies. I guess you can call them independent comedies that she did with Eugene Levy. That are fantastic. Waiting for Guffman. What's the one with the dog show? It's a Christopher Guest movie. I think. It's a big,
the Best Prize or something like that.
It was basically one of these mockumentaries. Best in Show.
Best in Show.
It's all these little funny things that she's.
I hear it's hilarious, by the way, Kay. Let's see. Patricia Heaton, known for Everybody Loves Raymond and The Middle. She has a birthday today. Right. Emilio Estefan also has a birthday today. That's really all I have that's notable. Do you have any, Kay?
I do not. My computer is down, so I don't have my notes. What about today's national days?
Well, unfortunate deaths today.
Unfortunate deaths. There we go.
John Candy, he passed away of a heart attack.
Legend. Speaking of comedy legends.
I loved, what was it?
Uncle Buck.
No, but he was on Cool Runnings.
Yeah, yep.
Love Cool Runnings. Yes. John Candy, rest in peace. So National Day, I kept looking for a notable one. There's really not one, Cade. We're going to go with this one, Hug a GI Day.
All right. Fair enough.
Why not?
Yeah.
Okay. We're still in the air, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. On the stream, been on YouTube, been on Talk 107.3 FM, 100.7 HD2, where you can catch us. We appreciate everyone tuning in on Facebook, by the way, and YouTube, all courtesy of Lake Urgent Care. Our apps, the ways to listen and watch digitally, courtesy of Lake Urgent Care. Lots to get to, because Brian, I know, will spend a lot of time over the next couple of days, and he's probably already mentioned Monday, a very big day. So the start of the legislative session on Monday, Brian will be here. Moon will be starting his show from the state capitol at 9. Brian will join him around 11 or so, and then Moon and Brian will cover up the noon hour with a special session preview, kind of walking up to the governor's opening comments, and that'll all be coming up this Monday. But we'll give you a preview of what's ahead from State Representative Dixon McMakin when we get back, what's on his checklist. This is Mornings with Brian Haldane on Talk 107.3. Yeah, he said he would be. $8:14 here on Talk 107.3 FM. Cade Wazan in for Brian Haldane here on Mornings with Brian Haldane. About 70 degrees here this morning, a little rainy, a little overcast, and I think more rain is in the forecast, as you heard from our team at WBRZ at the top of the hour. So expect that in your travels and your commutes on this hump day. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, marketing outreach manager for the capital area CASA, court appointed special advocates, Dalton Kane's going to join us. We'll talk about kind of the breakdown of what they do, as well as a special training class coming up. If you were someone who's interested in participating and being an advocate for those in foster care and some of the legwork that's involved, we'll get you caught up on what you need to know and what you need to do. Also, before we get out of here, I don't know if Brian's discussed this story, but the St. Louis Cardinals announced a pretty neat package as far as concession stands are concerned, and a way to get butts in seats with some unlimited options from the concession stand. We'll talk about that in just a bit, but joining us now, suit and tie, State Representative Dixon McMakin. Dixon, man, it's good to see you.
Hey, good morning. How you doing? Great day this morning. Mornings without Brian Haldane, my favorite show.
It's tough to beat a Dixon McMakin, Emily Chenevert version when you're talking about fill-ins. We love everyone who comes in, but this tends to be a pretty busy time for you. I know you wear many hats, so the hat that is put on to go to the Capitol. Is this your third
year
regular session?
Yep.
Going back to last year, give me a sense of some of your biggest wins for your constituents, for the state. What work did you do where you're the most proud of?
Yeah, I think last year you look at, of course, what just happened. Washington Street exit coming down was a big deal for everybody on the traffic side of things. And then we really kind of focused on, obviously, traffic, infrastructure, in District 68. I represent I-10, I-12. I get from PQ to Dalrymple, so always focused on that. And then some of the criminal things as well that I was able to accomplish. I don't know if you remember that story about those people that went into Walmart on the horses. They actually got charged with my law, which was the social media law that says if you are going and committing a crime and you're doing it for social media likes and all that stuff, we're going to now add that as an element to the crime. So I was really proud to see that one happen. I think a lot of the things I try to do, obviously bold, positive change is what I'm trying to do, accomplish. The Constitution was done 50 years ago. Of course, big bill this year for that one as well. So getting in there, stirring things up, that's what people of District 68 sent me to the Capitol to do.
Are there any things that you were working on last year that couldn't get to the finish line but want to carry over to this year?
Yeah, absolutely. So last year I did what I called the Bandit Bill, and that stood for getting rid of the income tax. This year I have the LITE Act, LITE, Louisiana Income Tax Elimination Act. We always talk about that. Texas doesn't have income tax. Tennessee, Florida don't have it. Mississippi is starting to come down. We're at 3%. So for the states that have an income tax, we are one of the lowest. I want to put in place the system that says, hey, when the state collects more money, we're going to take 50% of that and reduce the income tax. So every time that we take in more money, we're going to reduce the income tax by that amount until it's completely gone. And you've heard the governor talk about getting rid of the income tax. I haven't really heard any of my colleagues say they don't want to do it. It's just what process do we go about to do that? So that bill I had last year, bringing it forward this year, Louisiana Income Tax Elimination Act, the LITE Act.
So last year, and I don't follow this as closely, I try to, as Brian, get into the weeds of being the program director here for Talk. But the big headline going into last year, everything we heard was insurance, and certainly some progress was made. What is, going here into this coming Monday, I don't know what the headliners will be. I feel like carbon capture is on everyone's mind. So is there something like where insurance was last year where this is the big thing that's going to be discussed?
Yeah, I think obviously insurance is still going to be part of that. One thing we're trying to do is we've already done a lot of reform. You talk to Speaker Philip DeVilliers, Cameron Henry, the governor, in the last 24 months, they all kind of agree we have taken more bold steps than any other group has ever taken. So one of the session thoughts is, where are we? Where are those numbers? Looking at the data, looking at the numbers of seeing where we are. Are they working? Because we passed a bill, it might pass in June. It doesn't become law maybe till August, maybe till January 1st. So you really haven't seen the effects of it yet. So that's one of the thoughts this session is to see what will happen. Then another theme just with the governor yesterday about this is his agenda is not going to be as big. This really seems to be a House and Senate driven session. So what do you want to get accomplished back in your hometowns, back in your districts, and something like that? So, of course, you mentioned carbon capture. I don't know if that's as big of an issue as it's made out to be on social media when it comes to the Capitol, but we'll see. And then there's just a lot of things going on, and it's an open session, not a fiscal session. So a lot of bills to get through.
So going through the list online, there's some that struck a chord with me. I believe it's House Bill 96, this drag racing bill.
Yep.
Look, I can tell you firsthand, I don't, coming back from a dinner, my wife and my daughter, and this was maybe 9 o'clock at night, maybe a year or two ago, over on South Harold's Ferry. And we come upon a couple of guys in sports cars cutting it up, and someone outside the vehicle filming it. Certainly there was a lot of, nervous energy, a little scared, like what the heck is going on? Made a U-turn and turned around and made a phone call. But look, you can't leave a street these days without seeing figure 8 track marks all over the place. This is something, man, I couldn't support more. Tell us a little bit about what it's involved.
Yeah, so what that one does, of course, like you said, I mean, everyone remembers, if you don't, here in Baton Rouge, the Garth Brooks concert, where College Drive was shut down. That's where the social media bill actually came from. And so now it's still advancing on that idea to make it safer for our people out there. I got a call that there was a drag race happening. I believe it was Burbank and Bluebonnet. So not quite my district, but on the border of it.
But a very busy stretch.
Very busy. The intersection was shut down. So right now we can impound those cars for 14 days. What we're saying is, look, if you're going to do this and you're going to get caught, we're impounding your car for 30 days. So we're going to take your car away for a full month. Let's see how that affects you. That bill was brought to me by some leaders with local law enforcement that said, look, the 2-week penalty is not enough. They're just going back out there. We're seeing them out there. We've got to hit them harder, be more stiff on these penalties. So that's what we're going to do.
And it, I guess, does then the person who's out there doing the social media aspect of that, does that fall under the other bill, or is there some kind of consequence for them?
Yeah, so if you were just out there filming, you're not part of the person in the car, that you have a legal right, First Amendment right to do that. That doesn't affect you. It's the person that's in the car that's doing it, that's involved in the crime.
House Bill 389, the major events incentive program. Is that tied into some of these concerts we're seeing coming to town, or getting more of that?
Yeah, so this bill, major events bill, what it allows the legislature to do is to give some groups or companies or entities a little upfront money when they're bringing in big events. For this bill, actually, right now, NCAA events are in there, right? They're in there. Well, the college football playoff is not an NCAA event. So we want to make sure we have that in there. A lot of excitement for Coach Lane Kiffin. We think we have a good shot to make it to the football playoffs. And if the legislature puts money into that account, we want to make sure that that event is included as well. And then, of course, as you're seeing the Death Valley Live series as well, a lot of big things coming to Tiger Stadium. The Cathedral of College Football, my other office that I get to have. Let's use that venue in the off season and really have some great things for Baton Rouge.
Yeah, because there's a handful of days in the fall where we know we're going to get juiced up, and we know this town is electric because of what's happening at Tiger Stadium. And then outside of that time of year, certainly there's other things that are driven for entertainment, for family events, but that stadium sits there. And people do talk about, man, outside of football season, what do we do around here? Go to the movies, go eat somewhere. But now we're starting to see different events come to town. And so that's a positive thing.
Yeah, and that's a positive look. Hotels get people to come, restaurants get people to stay and eat. And it's just a really great thing outside of football season to use the Cathedral of College Football.
The voice of Tiger Stadium.
So great.
State Representative Dixon McMakin joining us here. What about this Louisiana Homeowners Bill of Rights?
Yeah. So that bill, of course, for people out there that live in a neighborhood that have homeowners associations, I can't tell you how many complaints I get as a legislator from other colleagues about, hey, these groups really are Fugazi courts. What are they doing? We don't know the rules and whatnot. So we're trying to put some guardrails in place that says, if you do have a homeowner association, you got to do certain things, right? You got to have minutes. You got to have agendas. You got to have notices. You can't just go after your people that live in these neighborhoods. So it's the Homeowners Bill of Rights. It's giving them a standard and a set of rules to follow. That bill, it's a very long bill. There's going to be, I think, a lot of amendments to come to that bill as we're developing it. But so far, I'm having great support from my colleagues on that one. I live in South Downs. I don't have a homeowner association.
Right.
My condo I used to live in did have one. I personally remember, man, what is going on? Why am I getting these notices or whatnot and things like that? So a lot of people just want to have notice, have some rules in place that are standards that you can adjust, but at least standards set in place. And I think we'll see great support for that bill.
Now, I know as a state representative, there's a lot of networking involved. Have you spoken with other colleagues, maybe in other states or neighboring places that have used something like this that'll help us out?
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing I always do before I write my bills, I'll go search, just search the internet, go try to find other states and what they're doing. I'd say that's a great benefit now of AI, right? And ChatGPT and all those that you can type in is, who has the best homeowners rules or with my drag racing bill. I mean, everything I try to go do some research before I file the bill. And I believe Florida is one of the leaders in this space.
Okay.
And so a lot of the law that I wrote came from Florida.
Before we get out of here, I know that this would be mandated through Brian Haldane for me to ask. Constitutional Convention this year, is that something we can look to be discussed, or what's the possibility of something like that?
Yeah, so House Bill 4, really excited about that one. We wrote it this year really to be changed for next year. Well, a new idea has come about that we're going to amend it this year to say the convention delegates will be voted on in 27, convention in 28. Give us a year to meet on House and governmental, Senate and governmental, to talk about the rules, what's needed, and the calendar. So as of right now, I will say I think it's going to make it out of my committee. Chairman Bo Boye, who ran the bill 2 years ago. I think great positivity. There is a little fiscal note, so it does have to go to appropriations. Hopefully, Chairman McFarland will allow it out of appropes and then get it over to the Senate and then see what happens. But I think allowing it that extra year of time for people to see what we're going to do, see what the schedule is going to be, how we want to go about this. Look, it's been 50 plus years.
Yeah.
My quote on everything when it comes to the Constitution is this: it has too much in there. We got too much crap in there.
Yeah.
And we didn't have cell phones, Excel, ChatGPT when all this went down. Let's get back to basics and have a true Constitution.
So to recap, next 2027, we'd pick a committee. 2028 is when they would meet.
When they would meet, they'd meet throughout the whole year. It's not just a week-long process. And then you'd vote on it at the end of 2028.
Okay. Gotcha. Before we get you out of here, any other items of importance you want to make sure we pass along? Obviously, there's a couple of months ahead where this session is going to run from Monday on, but there's anything else you want to mention?
Yeah, I would say just for the people out there tuning in, right, reach out to your representatives. We've all done our pre-filed bills. We have 5 more to go after that. So reach out. As the chair of the Capital Region delegation, we're excited to still see improvements on infrastructure, see improvements at the 19th JDC as well as a big step for us this year. So reach out, go online, find our emails, find our office numbers, and let us know how we can help.
Dixon, before we get you out of here, you've had a chance to do some pretty incredible things, but I will say, being that voice, what was that first year experience like in Tiger Stadium, stepping in? Obviously the season didn't go as well as we wanted, but coming up, I mean, there's a lot of hype obviously behind what's going on now. What was that? Was there just tremendous goosebumps in there?
Yeah, we only lost 1 game at home, so of course, not too bad. I will say this, that I don't do the announcements for the band, right? Patrick Wright comes in and does that. That was my first chance to step back. I did tear up first game. It really is an emotional thing to have 101,233 of your best friends out there tuning in. And
it's kind of like mornings with Brian Haldane as far as
no doubt. Yeah. And the goal was, I'm just who I am, not try to be Dan Bourdonnais, not try to be Sid Crocker, not try to be Bill Franquez, just do my own thing and bring some energy to the crowd when I think it's needed and provide the information. And so really honored. Saturday will be my last basketball game of the season. So my full season will be complete with football and basketball. And of course, coming after Dan Bourdonnais, Deacon Dan, that I've known all these years, just truly what an honor that was. He got to do the A&M game, did the Chance of Rain, did all this stuff.
Fantastic.
It was pretty emotional night, but always taking input. Everyone tells me not to do it. Of course, Moscona says don't do it, but I do read everything, and I try to make little tweaks as I read what the fans come in and say. So 1 year down, hopefully many, many more to go. But what an honor it is to serve my university and the people of Baton Rouge and Louisiana as the voice of Tiger Stadium.
An exciting time, especially for football. Dixon McMakin, we appreciate it, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Genuinely, thank you for coming in this morning, fighting through the rain here on this Wednesday. Like I said, coming up in just a couple of minutes, Marketing and Outreach Manager for the Capital Area CASA. Dalton Kane is going to join us. They have a training session coming up. You want to be involved? You want to help out? The Court-Appointed Special Advocates Association, helping out a young child as they are going through foster care and trying to provide some stability for that young child. This is a great opportunity. And before we get out of here, certainly we will remind you LSU women's basketball on Friday. Tentative schedule, a pregame at 1 o'clock with the voice of the Tigers, Lady Tigers, Patrick Wright, 1:30 tip-off. But that game could get moved depending on the finish of the previous game. So we will look forward to that call later this week in the SEC women's basketball tournament. Coming up, LRN News. But first, a check on national headlines with ABC.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day, man. Appreciate it. Mornings
You're getting TikTok famous.
Mornings without Brian Haldane.
I know. I've been following. He'll like put his phone down and he'll record his voice at the time. I'm like, keep doing it.
That's
Keep
my
doing it.
Kelsey, the marketing girl, wanted me to start doing that
Dude,
because
please.
someone else did it. She's like, we do
Just
this.
do it.
And,
Because some
so-
videos won't get liked, but some will. You
Yeah.
don't know what's going to blow
Yeah.
up. I would just say leave the phone down there, and after you do your voice, keep filming.
Yeah.
And just like, because you know,
I'll do
banner.
I'll do it Saturday for sure. So that'll be a good one. And I'll do the starting lineups and stuff too. So
Let's get ready. I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I'm like, there's his
Lights out,
voice.
K-Mac. Put those phones up. Let's light this place up. Yeah. So I hope we get a win though. My goodness. So
I love it.
thank
Good
you
to
all.
see you,
Have a
Dixon.
good one. Bye
Thank you,
guys.
Dixon.
Go Tigers.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, this is Dalton Kane
Hey,
with CASA.
How do you
Dalton.
spell your name? DALTON?
Yes.
And then how do you spell your last name?
It's KUEHN.
Oh, let me do this in news. Okay. K-A.
KUEHN. But it's
Gotcha.
pronounced Kane.
Gotcha. Cool deal.
All right.
Hey.
Hey, nice to meet
Very
you.
nice to meet you. Thanks for coming in. Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
we're good.
Perfect. All right. Want me to sit in this one?
Yes.
All right.
When is the training?
It starts on March 17th and it's going to run through March 26th.
17th through the 26th.
Yep, 17th through the 26th.
All right.
Hey, good morning. How you doing? Great day this morning.
Always have to turn him down because I have Kate up here and him down here.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
He brings in his voice.
Can
you push over a little to the right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like,
Here?
actually,
And then
yeah,
move it?
yeah.
Pull the mic towards it.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
that. Look, scoot over a little bit more. Perfect.
Perfect.
I wore my slimming color today.
I love black.
Yeah, it's navy, but yeah, dark colors are always good.
I'm rarely on camera, so today I was like actually like, conscious about like, oh, well, like,
Yeah.
Last time I saw the video when I was hosting for Brian, I was like, oh, I need to wear something different. I can't wear horizontal stripes.
Yeah, no, solids are definitely the
Solid colors. Yeah.
way to go.
How long have you been with CASA?
About a year now.
With just the capital?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
is it considered the capital area? CASA?
Yeah, Capital Area CASA Association. So we're just serving in Baton Rouge, but there's
Like East Baton Rouge?
yeah,
or-
East Baton Rouge,
Okay.
but there's 17 across the state.
I
And
gotcha.
then Louisiana CASA is in Baton Rouge too. So they're like the governing
the
one
overall-
of all of them, but they don't, have cases or anything like that. So,
And we're on Facebook right now.
okay.
So yeah, we're always streaming on Facebook.
Okay. Are you just doing today for this one or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just this hour actually.
Oh, really?
Here this morning, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he had an appointment. He had something he had to be at. Yeah. I know when he went to go sign off, y'all. He goes, "All right, mornings with Brian. I'm out." I'm like, "I'm here," and he goes, "Oh yeah." Kate's in next.
Yeah. And it takes me no time. I drop Annabelle off at school on government, but today, like, I left earlier today, and I guess there was more people on the road, or they were driving a little slower.
In the rain, yeah.
Oh, really? Where?
Yeah, off of I-12, 3 different accidents, I think, shut down I-12. So a lot of people are on streets trying to get to work.
Yeah, I hop on 12 and then hop immediately on airline and then take airline to Florida. But yeah, it was a little heavier.
It was slow this morning. Yeah. The interstate was slow too. So.
Trey Godfred and with partnership,
Uh-huh.
and he was like, dude, I barely made it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Cool. Let's see.
Let me put that mic right up to you.
Okay.
Because if you're too far away, for whatever reason, it's like very.
Okay. You want just
You're good.
speak at a normal
Yep, just
volume?
normal.
Okay.
Yep, because it'll pick you up. But if you're too
Perfect.
far away, it won't pick you
Okay.
up, you know.
Sounds good.
I love him, by the way.
Hmm.
James Cole.
8:36 here on a Wednesday morning. Mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. I am Kate Wozniak filling in for Brian here on the last hour of today's show. And it's time to welcome in our next guest. She is the Marketing and Outreach Manager for the Capital Area CASA CART appointed special advocates, Dalton King. Dalton, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me this morning.
Even though I know we've had conversations with you, we've certainly spoken about the great work that CASA does. For our audience here this morning, what is CASA?
Yeah, so like you said, CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates. So we recruit and train volunteers to advocate for kids who are currently in foster care while they're going through those judicial proceedings.
Mm-hmm.
And we train those volunteers to become that one steady voice while they're going through this time of so much uncertainty.
And as far as the volunteers, what is their work? So they are there meeting up with them during these court appointments. What is all under their responsibility umbrella?
Yeah. So what we ask of our volunteers is that they at least see the kids once a month face to face. And that could be, taking them out for ice cream, taking them to the zoo, doing a fun activity. And then they're making sure that all their medical appointments are kept up to date, that they're on track for school, that, these things aren't slipping through the cracks, and that someone is, making sure that all their needs are being met. And then through that, they're actually able to write a court report for the judges. So they're kind of the judges' eyes and ears on the ground. So
it's more than just the legalese, because I wonder if the child, only associates this person with, well, they got to go speak to this lawyer today, or I got to go to the court today, and there's my court buddy. But there is something where you have a real relationship. Take them out for ice cream, take them out for lunch or something, because it's not all about just the ugly side, I guess.
Yeah, no. It's about developing that relationship with them, and, taking this kid out to have some fun, while they're going through, a tough time too.
Does the volunteer, does it help if they are in fact a parent and have that understanding, or do you have to be?
No, so there's actually the only requirements for our volunteers is that you have to be 21 years old and be able to pass a background check. And then we ask that you're able to commit to staying on your case at least a year or seeing that case through. But we're just looking for anybody with a giving heart, and that, it's a common misconception. You have to have a background in law, or some people think you might have to be a foster parent, but that's not true at all, because you're not taking the child into your home. You're just kind of supplementing those foster parents and helping them out as well too.
Then how important is that, you say, for at least a year, that consistency of that the child and that CASA volunteer, because I'd imagine being in foster care, your child probably hears many voices, but to have that one consistent voice advocating for you is so important.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably the biggest thing. If you're thinking about becoming a volunteer, really think about, am I able to commit to this for at least a year? Because the worst thing we could probably do is place somebody else into the child's life when they're already, and then you're not able to see it through and commit to them.
But you could stay on longer though.
Yeah, absolutely. So we actually have plenty of volunteers who have been with us 20 plus years, and they keep coming back time and time again after a case closes because it's so rewarding and they love the work that they're doing. So even if you're done with one case, you're absolutely able to take on another.
Well, take us back. What's your experience? How did you get involved with CASA now in the position you're in? But were you a volunteer at one point? Where was your journey with this group?
Yeah, so actually growing up, I'm originally from Texas, and my mom actually did a lot of freelance public relations work with CASA. So then I kind of got connected with someone on the board here and was able to meet with Allison, our executive director. And that's I'm so passionate about the work that we do. And, I think there's such a need for this in our community that I just thought this was the perfect opportunity to get involved. So I love the work I do, though.
Now, you mentioned to me off air, you work with the capital area CASA. There's 16, 17 different groups?
So there's 17 CASAs throughout the state of Louisiana. So even if you aren't located in East Baton Rouge, there's more than likely a CASA in your area that you could get involved in. But we're just serving kids in East Baton Rouge and the court that's over by the airport.
Do the groups ever work with each other as far as if there's a certain need? Obviously, you want to keep volunteers, close by to the kids they're going to help. But is there collaborative efforts between the other groups?
Yeah, absolutely. And a big part of CASA as well, too, is connecting the families with resources. So, if we have a family that's living maybe in Livingston Parish and there's a resource they need to get to, the CASAs can work together and collaborate to make sure that that child is getting their needs met through whatever resource that may be.
And as far as the end goal here, they're advocating for them, they're spending time with them, and hopefully the child is going from foster care to something, I guess, more long-term and stable. What is the ultimate result you all are looking to find?
Yeah, so part of something that we promote is the timely placement of that child. So we don't want a kid who's going to be in foster care for 4+ years.
Right.
Those years are so developmental to a young kid. So we do advocate, number one, for reunification if that is a possibility, because statistics show that a child is going to do best if they're with their biological family. But if that's not, possible and the situation might be too tough, there is the possibility for guardianship with the foster family or working to find an adoptive placement for that child.
It may be a silly question, but what age range are we talking about as far as the kids that are involved?
So we have infants from birth all the way up to 18.
Okay.
And something actually that we work with our volunteers is, if you think you can work better with a teenager or an older kid, you're able to let us, the staff, know that. And so we can try and match you up with a case of kids that you think you might work best with.
I wonder if it's ever come full circle. Has a child gone through foster care, worked with someone in CASA, and then as an adult turned it around and become a member?
Yeah. So we have some volunteers actually who, were former foster youth, and that's kind of their why.
To have.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will say, our CASA volunteers, we don't just train you and then throw you out to the wolves. We have dedicated staff, advocate supervisors who've been there for years, who are going to walk you through step by step and guide you on the tough situations that you might face.
Well, tell us a little bit about the training classes. I know March 17th through the 26th, but what's involved with training to be a CASA volunteer?
Yeah, so we really just kind of try and break it down on what types of situations you might face and, how to be that best advocate for the child. So mental health problems, a kid's falling behind in school, all of these resources and ways to navigate that. And then also the layer of the judicial part of it. So how to write that court report. And, the CASAs are really cool because they're able to see things not in black and white, but kind of fill in the gaps of the gray area of what could be going on.
And there's no prerequisites as far as the volunteer. You need to have this kind of background. You need to have known this. I don't know. I'm just trying to think, have any kind of medical experience or legal experience or anything like that.
Nope, not at all. So we just want somebody who is ready to commit and wants to get involved in the community and really help these children and be that steady voice for them.
Dalton Kane joining us here for a couple more minutes. She is with the Capital Area CASA. So for those out there hearing us this morning, having a conversation, and maybe they want to volunteer, what's the first step they need to take?
Yeah, so you can go to CASABR.org, and we actually have a volunteer inquiry form. All you got to do is fill out your name and your phone number and email, and we have a program manager who will reach out to you, give you a quick 10-minute orientation, and answer any questions that you might have and see if it might be a good fit for you. And then from there, the ball gets rolling, and we can get you signed up for that class that's starting on March 17th.
Gotcha. Now, is it a series of classes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So this set of particular training that we're doing is going to take place after work hours. So that way, people can come to our office and then do their class nightly, and it'll run for about 2 weeks.
Okay. So it's a couple.
It's a couple of classes to get that training in. And then our next class in the summer will be a 3-day boot camp. So it'll be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all day. So that way you can knock it out in 3 days if that works for your schedule better as well.
And how long after the training being complete are you assigned someone to work with?
Pretty soon, because I will say we do have a wait list of about 100 kids, give or take, in East Baton Rouge who are needing that CASA advocate. So as soon as we're able to get someone assigned to a case, we're definitely going to do it. You're not going to be waiting around for a couple months.
Certainly an urgency to have volunteers trained up and ready to go to help advocate for these young people. Dalton Kane, we appreciate your time here this morning on Mornings with Brian Haldane. Thanks so much, and best of luck as you all get ready for another training session. Hope there's tons of volunteers out there to help.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And if you're thinking about volunteering, now is the time. So please go to CASABR.org and fill out a volunteer form.
I'm going to make sure I have that. And we'll throw that again out before the end of the show. Thanks again so much. Dalton Kane with CASA, the court-appointed special advocate. She is the marketing and outreach manager for the Capital Area. And I know we'll have that posted later on at talk1073.com and share that information as well. Just a couple minutes before we are taking a break, I believe we got Mark your money now at 50. Okay, cool. A reminder, Brian is going to be live at the Capitol on Monday. Moon Griffon will be live from 9 to 11. And then Brian will join him sometime in that 11 o'clock hour. Moon now, of course, goes all the way to noon. And then from noon to 1, Brian and Moon will do a special preview of the 2026 legislative session. We'll be hearing from the governor, his usual opening remarks and comments around 1 o'clock. And then stick around, talk1073.com throughout the next 3 months. We'll have a dedicated page for anything that's session related, any kind of guest we have, any topics that are discussed pertaining to that session will filter into one section. If you missed anything, you can always go back and find it and listen on demand, kind of on your schedule, so to speak. So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and take the first, can we take traffic here and then meet up with the market report right after?
We would, but we'll be a little late. So let's go ahead and wait for your money now.
That's fair. I'll tell you what, let me bring Dalton back in. Dalton, is there an age limit on volunteers as far as, like, obviously you have to be 21, but we're talking about, any adult. You could be a grandparent and get involved too.
Yeah. And actually we do find that a lot of our volunteers, they say, this is something I've been thinking about for a while, but I've been waiting for X, Y, and Z to happen. So we do get a lot of people, retirees, people who are looking to fill their cup now that they kind of got a little bit more.
The kids in the house.
Yeah.
Would love to do something. I have that kind of maternal instinct.
Yeah.
Maybe the grandkids don't live close. I want to be able to help someone.
Yeah. But we also, we got a wide age range. We also find people who just turned 21 and they're LSU students and they're, looking to just add something, a hobby onto their time. So yeah, we get a wide range of people who want to be involved and have been CASA volunteers.
Well, we remind you, CASABR.org is where you go. That training session is coming up quicker than you think. March 17th through the 26th. This year's kind of flown by, so don't let the date of it's the 17th. You can go get yourself signed up and get ready, because I think that'll be here before you know it. And as she mentioned, there is a wait list. They need volunteers. They need people like you to help out and advocate for these young people here in the capital city. Dalton, again, thanks so much.
Thanks so much.
You did so good.
Oh,
Thank you,
thank you. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
She's a pro now. She's been like in and out of
Yeah, I did.
If you were nervous, I can't tell.
Oh, thanks. I did radio with
Michelle.
Michelle last week, and then
Michelle, she's great.
I had T-
I did see you last week.
Yeah.
Briefly. I was running.
yeah, and I had TV
Yeah.
Monday.
Well,
So
go
we're just
girl.
kind of trying to get them.
You
Good
be able
mom.
to do it in your sleep.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
Aw.
It's an easy thing to talk about too. So
It is. I can tell,
yeah.
like growing up in it, it's something you're passionate
Yeah,
about.
yeah, absolutely. So.
Aw. My best friend, she was never able to have kids, and she's 40
Mhm.
and 41 now, and she's premenopausal. She can tell, so she's not going to have any. And
Yeah.
she fosters.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, but with the system,
Yeah.
DCFS.
Yeah, we get people who also are like thinking about becoming a foster parent, and they're like, "Oh, maybe I'll try this out, first," and then it's
Yeah.
kind of a good indicator if they're able to do
Yeah.
it too.
Yeah.
So,
It's weird because like we have plans this weekend, and she's like, "I got a kid." I'm like, "What?"
Oh,
She's like, "They
yeah.
called me at 10 o'clock. Plus
Yeah.
I dropped them off at 7
we
this
some of
morning."
our
I'm
staff,
like,
some of
I
our
know girl
staff
works
is
like that.
yeah, some of our staff is foster parents too, just because they're so passionate about it. It's crazy.
Well, it's crazy to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Formally.
Thank y'all so much. I
Of
really
course.
appreciate it.
Is everything like scheduled, or do you get like an emergency phone call here in the middle of the night? You got to go and
There's both. Like you can be just a regular foster parent. It's kind of a little more scheduled. You get a little more notice, but there is something called an emergency foster placement. So that's when
And that's what
the
she
middle.
did.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because we
gotcha.
have plans
Yeah.
this weekend, and then
You
like at
just-
10 o'clock they called her and woke her up, and she's like, "Can you take it tonight?"
Mhm.
And I did. But
Yeah.
and she's like, "No." She's like, "I'm not at home." And she's like, "When can I drop him off?"
Yeah.
And she's like, 7 in the morning. She goes, "Deal."
Yeah.
And so she does both. She'll
Mhm.
she'll plan ahead, but they put her on the list for emergency. And I'm like, bless your heart.
Yeah.
And she
They-
works
yeah.
full time. I know.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
commitment is.
And she's a single, never been married, not even dating. And she works full time. I'm like, how the hell? I'm like, I thought,
Yeah.
because I have 3 boys that are my own. I'm like,
I know we have like staff who's
I know.
managing. They're managing 40 cases and trying to remember all these kids, and then she takes on 2 foster kids of her own. It's crazy.
she's a special soul.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, honey, you
Yeah.
got a place in heaven already.
Yeah.
I know.
No. Seriously.
Good to meet you, Dalton.
Yeah. Nice to meet y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, what time will have we get back? 8:52. Was Brian coming back after whatever he was going to, or he was done for the whole day?
He's done for the day.
Okay.
I think whatever engagement he has is going to take him to Rotary because he has Rotary on Wednesday.
Oh,
so
true,
whatever
yeah.
he's doing this morning, he's going to be rushing from that to go to Rotary. Let's talk about Monday, Kate, because news to me, I was like, oh, I didn't know we were broadcasting until 1.
I got that.
You sure?
Yeah.
Because I was going to say I could do it till like 11:30, but if you could do it to where I can get things done for Michelle.
Well, so like nothing's Moon's gonna be normal, like Moon's operating as Moon.
So you'll come in at noon.
I'm gonna come in at noon.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, okay. Thank you.
No problem. I think I ran out of stuff to talk about, and I felt bad. I don't know if you can notice that or
No,
not.
that's okay. We could have actually bantered about,
I probably should have just had you ask a question. I feel bad.
well, I know because I have a friend. See, we could have planned that better. That's okay.
As long as she was happy with it.
She was very sharp-winded, to the point, you know.
Brian here on the last hour.
Are we on Facebook?
Filling in.
Yeah, we're on
Brian here
Facebook.
the last hour of today's filling in on IMP plus Brian Haldane rolling run. IMP. Along IMP plus filling in.
All right.
So, if we have
Oh, I'm gonna email you, Karen. So for Brach Room on Mondays, and I've been meaning to email you about this. Going into the Brach Open at like 8:30-ish break, traffic's wrong. Like it'll open, but it won't run the report. It doesn't queue. It'll just say, your traffic now, and just this music. And it doesn't know in the system to fire the report. And then the opens again on the back end, not the close, if that makes sense.
Are you hitting?
So look at Monday, how you have it in the system.
Yeah, it should be traffic and then a local segment and then another traffic.
No, it's like traffic open, and it doesn't know to queue Ray Romero or TTWN. It doesn't know to queue it, so it'll just play, and I have to manually hit it to run the report.
I don't know. It's all set up. I'll look at it.
You want me to email you?
No. Maybe I'll come in on Monday and look at it because
It's at like the 8.
like everything looks fine on my end. Is what I'm saying.
Really?
Yeah.
Come in at 8:30, or if you want, how about this? I'll film it in the system, and
I'll come by at 8:30 and look at
okay.
it.
I've been meaning to tell you that. I just forgot. Okay.
$8:55 here on Wednesday mornings with Brian Haldane. Thanks again to Dalton Kane from the Capital Area CASA. If you are looking to be a volunteer, CASA BR, CASABR.org. Their training sessions are going on from March 17th through the 26th. So you need to make sure you're signed up, ready to go before the 17th in just a couple weeks. CASABR.org. Thanks again to Dixon McMakin, who joined me at the around 8:15 this morning, talking about the legislative session, his bill on drag racing, major events incentives, the Louisiana Homeowners Bill of Rights, possible constitutional convention, and the timeline of that. If you missed anything, you can find it on demand at talk1073.com or by downloading the Talk 1073 mobile app. Mornings with Brian Haldane, podcasted on Apple, Spotify, etc. So you can certainly get it there. What you got, Breland?
LSU baseball. Da-da-da-da-da-da. We got to talk about it. It's going to be a good game tonight.
Oh, yeah. They're on the road against that team in Lafayette.
I have to talk about it. That team, Cade, I graduated in 2013. So I'm going to go for the Pepper tonight. Don't kill me.
They are on the road. I believe that is a 6:30 first pitch.
6 o'clock first pitch in the tee
okay.
in Lafayette. It's sold out. Do you know aftermarket sites right now $150 plus for nosebleeds in the tee?
Look, that's cool that they get to make the trip out there. They're most of the non-conference games during the week are at home. But I'm an advocate for going out and playing on the road in Lafayette. Every now and then going out on the road playing at Nichols or something like that. It's a different environment.
It is.
These are it's a big deal when LSU certainly comes to town. But these two schools in particular, they got a history.
So
it makes it fun. And
They do.
It'll be tonight at 6 o'clock on Eagle 98.1, our sister station.
How you feel about it, Kane? Coming off of that loss for LSU.
You know,
I feel good about it. I think LSU will show up
this
tonight.
will be a good game. I think it'll be a good game. I guess
LSU is due against the Cajuns. They are due. And so I think they're going to show up.
Well, I would say tune in tonight, Eagle 98.1. I'm sure it'll be on television. But
actually, the Tiger, 100.7 the Tiger.
Is true.
Yep. Come on, Cade. You do all things sports.
I haven't had a second cup of coffee yet. Matt McMahon show tonight. The final Matt McMahon show is going to be at 7 o'clock on Eagle 98.1. So, yes, on Tiger tonight, 100.7 the Tiger.
Pre-game at 5:30?
Pre-game at 5:30.
Yeah.
First pitch at 6. And, yeah, that is Tiger will actually have a game on Saturday as well. That is Sacramento State. So there's a couple of times when there's in conflict with men's basketball, and there's going to be fewer and far between because basketball season certainly is coming to a wrap. But, yeah, tonight on 100.7 the Tiger. Basketball for the women here Friday, 1 o'clock pregame, 1:30 tip-off. And don't know the opponent yet because the SEC women's basketball tournament gets underway today. And so between now and Thursday, we will find out the opponent for the Lady Tigers on Friday. Lots of sports going on this weekend. Thanks again to Dixon. Thanks again to Dalton. Thanks you, Bree Lynn, and for Brian Haldane.
Yep,
We'll be back
it's been
tomorrow.
fun. All right, bye, Facebook. Kate and I have to get out of here. Brian will be back tomorrow, y'all. Have a good day and go Tigers and go Cajuns.